We'll do it live.
We're doing it in production. Yeah, just throw it in production.
Testing the update in production.
Testing in production, yeah.
Updated version of OBS, if everyone didn't know. Version 23 dropped today, so screw it. We'll do it live. Hey, something's working.
Look like it's working there.
Nice. Hey, we're live. Look at that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Talking Heads, everybody. Episode 71, your once weekly live show for the latest in beer and tech news. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Steve.
Welcome aboard, everyone. Let me know, as always, what you're drinking down in the comments. We would love to hear it, and during the first couple minutes, we'll try to give as many shout-outs as we can. Today's a little bit of a special episode. We are actually doing a giveaway, or at least a giveaway announcement here on this show today. If you watched my video on Friday, I mentioned that we will be doing a Rogue prize pack to celebrate the release of the Rogue Outta Line IPA. We are not actually giving that away live on the air today, but we will tell you how to enter to win that, and we will be announcing winners live next Wednesday from that contest. So stay tuned to the end of Beer News to find out how to win.
So you have to stick around.
You have to stick around for the beer news.
Stick around for it. You got to listen to us drivel on about what type of hops are in what type of liquid.
That's right. Only true beer enthusiasts need to apply.
They'll appreciate it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll appreciate it.
And Reverend is staring at your ass.
Yeah, that's right. We got a big old thick can of ass right here.
That's right. We're going to open a can of ass on the show tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
It's my second time doing that on this show. Anyway, welcome. Steve, how was your week?
I was pretty good. Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah. Productive, yeah. Had a little bit of snow, but I work from home.
You work from home, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just look at it.
It was a couple of difficult days of driving.
Yeah.
Not for me. I've got a truck that handles it no problem, and I'm no dummy for driving in the snow, but it's everyone else that
It's typically everyone else in Oregon.
Crap out of me.
If you guys want to have like a good laugh, go look at there's a lot of YouTube videos up there of snow in Portland.
Yep.
And cars just like banging into each other.
The two most popular snow videos I think on YouTube are the joggers walking down Washington Street in downtown Portland. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, you're out in 13-degree weather for a jog." Yeah, it just seems like a brisk day to do it. And they're running down the street and they just go whoop, just full on banana peel. So that one's from Portland. I know exactly the road that they were on. I used to work on that road. And the other one is all of the cars sliding down. What was that? Somewhere in Gresham.
I think so. It was definitely on the hills. Yeah. And they were just like ping ponging on the way down, just hitting everything on the way down. Yep,
like 30 cars just abandoned at the bottom of this residential street.
Yeah, so although Oregon and Portland area does not get snow that often, when they do, people are just like stupid.
Yep. I think on Monday on my way in, there was a rollover accident, or maybe that was Tuesday morning on the northbound side of I-5. There were 3 other cars spun out. And then this morning there were cars spun out on the way again. Yeah. It was a half inch of snow this morning.
It wasn't that much. And it melted within the first couple hours.
Yeah, so it's like, could you not deal with that, really? Slow down, maybe just a little bit? Corey, $5 for that thick ass. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Oh, let's see. What's up, guys? Howdy. Let's see. Hey peeps, how's it going? Drinking some Rogue Brewing Outta Line myself. Skål!
Nice.
Got one of the first 6 packs of Outta Line. Excellent.
Deschutes Fresh Squeeze IPA. That's not a bad IPA. Actually.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a darn good one.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that one. First time live on the show. Good evening, mates. How's it going, buddy? Let's see. I think someone else was drinking a Rogue Dead Guy, so we got a couple of Rogues out in the audience today. It snowed here in Phoenix and everyone panicked. Yeah, it snowed in Phoenix this last week and it snowed in Orange County.
In Vegas too, I heard.
In Vegas, yeah.
It was in Vegas.
So yeah, it was snowing everywhere. It's really embarrassing when Los Angeles gets more snow than Oregon does for the week.
Oh.
I don't know how to handle that. I don't know what to think about that. Anyway, let's open our own beer.
Okay, yeah. So we also have some other Norwegian beers here.
Yeah.
These are also from one of our patrons, Claw, who's from Norway, and he sent us a bunch of these beers. And I think we talked about this before. Norwegian beers cannot go above 4.7.
4.7.
So all these
unless you buy them in a specialty liquor store, and then they're insanely expensive for taxes.
They're heavily taxed. This bottle, or this can, I should say in particular, is kind of interesting because instead of a flip top like that, the whole top pulls off.
Yep.
Which is kind of interesting.
So we've got a blonde ale, clocking in at, 4.7%. And this is one pant.
Yeah. It's one pant.
One pant.
Pant when cured.
It says one pant.
Yeah.
So, or 330 milliliters for you.
That's their blonde.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and open these both, and we'll just kind of
sounds good to
enjoy them both.
Whoa.
Here, I'll pour half a glass for you. And
okay.
There we go. So that's the blonde.
This is the blonde.
And then we've also got a...
that's an amber.
Rauler Amber Ale.
Yeah. It's Norwegian, so you have to say Rauler.
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 The Rauler Ale.
The Rauler Ale.
There we go. All right. So starting with the blonde.
Not too bad. Very malty.
Very malty. Very malty on the nose. Wow.
Yeah. It's not a horrible beer. A 4.7. It's not going to get you tanked or anything like that.
No.
Not wild, but...
That's okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
There's almost a grapefruit taste to this. It tastes like Squirt. And maybe...
a little bit on the back end. There's a little tartness on the back end.
Little tartness on the back end, and it's also pretty highly carbonated.
Very highly carbonated.
And so it tastes like drinking Squirt.
Yeah. I mean, the ABV on this is like the same you get off of like a Bud Light and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would definitely drink this over a Bud Light.
Oh, totally.
100%.
Totally. I said that about... I had a German lager a week or two on the show, and I said the same exact thing, where it was a 4.3%.
Yeah. Most German beers
just standard lager.
Yeah.
And it was full of flavor. It was really growing on me. As the beer warmed up, it got better.
Yeah.
And was like, I said at the end of the episode, if every domestic tasted like this, I would drink them.
I would drink domestic.
I would totally drink them. No.
Well, that's probably why the craft market exploded, is because people were just sick of just garbage tasting beer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I really enjoy that. All right, let's get into some beer news.
All right.
And hopefully my keyboard will work. My control key is going out. So, we'll see. Uh-oh.
It looks like that is
Hold on.
a black screen.
Interesting. Hold up.
A software update.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm duplicated.
Duplicated instead of extended.
Let's try again. Uh-oh.
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 We need a technical difficulties, please stand by type of...
yeah, we do. Give me 2 seconds here.
2 seconds so you guys can sit me and watch me drink beer.
Yeah, it's plugged in. Okay. It's not a directional HDMI. So
all right, so there we go. I can watch Sir Jeff troubleshoot.
That's right. Someone's calling me.
Phenomena.
As I bump the camera.
Phenomena.
Great.
Phenomena.
Okay, that time it recognized something. No, still nothing.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Haha, we got
Hey. All right, we can get rid of that.
Okay.
And click on the back so my taskbar goes away.
There we go.
Hey!
There we go. Full screen.
It's almost like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Almost.
Almost.
And of course, I need to
make that a little bit.
That up a little bit. There we go. Nope. Sorry, we're not actually updating the screen still. What the crap?
It's oh no.
No, the your screen isn't updating. It's still on the sidebar.
Oh, you're right. It just froze there.
Okay, try that.
Goes.
Yeah, there we go.
There it goes. Now it's scrolling. As everybody probably already read.
So this is a brand new release of OBS. I haven't updated my OBS in almost a year now, and version 23 just dropped with a whole bunch of new features that I'm kind of excited about. But yeah, might be a little bit buggy on my capture cards, which are sometimes a little buggy in their own right anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway,
first news item.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch.
Take it away, Steve.
Oh, Anheuser-Busch is to acquire fast-growing Cutwater spirits. Now, this is the first spirit company.
Yeah.
That Anheuser-Busch is acquiring.
They're started life as part of Ballast Point and split off of them and started making spirits.
Yeah.
So Ballast Point still exists as a brewery down in San Diego, and their spirit line formed Cutwater spirits. Anheuser-Busch just acquired 100% of them with no financial information disclosed. They just said, we bought them outright.
Bought them, yeah.
So Anheuser-Busch now 100% owns Cutwater.
Yeah.
Now what Cutwater does is they make a lot of liqueurs and spirits, and they also make some pre-canned cocktails.
Yeah.
Which I've never had, and it's always been something that kind of intrigues me, but something that always really scares me as a real cocktail enthusiast.
The few that I've had were not good.
Yeah. And that's what I've heard.
Yeah, but I mean, these, I kind of have a little more faith into these because I wouldn't mind trying them when they come out too. And it being from AB InBev, once they get a hold of it, it's going to be widely distributed.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to come out to a theater near you.
Yeah.
So the fact that the price point on these is like $16, $17 for a 4-pack.
Go ahead. I'll get to this in a second. Sorry. Comments just made me laugh.
I didn't say anything that funny. The fact that it's going to be a little more expensive makes me think that they're going to put like some decent quality behind it. But who knows? I might also just waste $16.
Yeah, totally. And that's the thing with a lot of these pre-canned spirits is they still have to be made cost effective enough to distribute. Right. And when you figure, if I go to a bar and I order a well drink is still $5 or $6.
Yeah.
Because they've got to make a profit on the well drink. Now that's paying your bartender and keeping the lights on and everything else and stocking everything that you need. Yeah. So that it's kind of an apples and oranges argument there, but at the same time, spirits are more expensive to produce than beers are. And so if you figure a craft beer is going for $7 to $12 for a pint, for some premium ones, are these going to be $15 a pint? Are these going to be $20 for a 4-pack? The top end of what most people are willing to spend on a craft beer, for what will probably end up being a well cocktail.
Probably. I mean, I'm looking at some of the ones that they got listed here. They got a Bloody Mary, rum and cola, whiskey highball, I guess, gin and tonic, a Moscow Mule or vodka Mule,
Paloma, cold brew coffee cocktail, Bloody Mary, lime margarita,
vodka soda,
rum and coke,
whiskey lemonade, or whiskey lemon tea, I guess I should say.
I can see some of these really taking off: vodka soda, gin and tonic, maybe the lime margarita, because you can sometimes do some agave flavoring that simulates tequila at a lower price. Maybe substitute vodka or some other type of spirit for it. But where are they going to get their whiskey that they can put into an affordable cocktail that doesn't taste like ass?
Yeah.
So a lot of questions about this one. It's certainly an interesting endeavor for InBev, and I'm curious to see what they go up to the title bar.
Oh, okay.
Then you click off. Yeah. So I'm certainly curious to see what they're going to do with this.
Yeah.
So, moving on to another domestic beer news. Unfortunately,
one of the worst. There we go. One of the worst domestic
demonetized. Sorry, the ads were terrible on this site.
Yes.
On this shite. So Natty Ice is launching a new beer. It's a strawberry lemonade inspired beer.
Yeah, sounds absolutely disgusting.
And I really love that this website went out of their way to post the animations to describe their true feelings on this.
That's pretty much how I feel too.
So Natty Ice announced that they will be naming this NATURDAY. Now, excuse me while and then they posted that. And then scroll down a little bit further. Anyway, so where were we? Oh, well, God, it's coming up again. Oh, I love that. Anyway, so Natural Light, Natty Ice, Natty Light, whatever you want to call it, is coming out with a strawberry lemonade flavored beer they're calling NATURDAY.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That sounds like a horrible idea. I think this is just something for the girls to drink at frat parties. I'm thinking.
It's going to be this terribly sugary malt beverage.
It's going to be horrible tasting. I can already picture it in my head.
Like I said, very similar to the Natty Ice. The comment that made me laugh. You can tell he's a server guy because he updates when he needs to, not when he wants to.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Need a transformative Jeff drunk with ZS5 and Cat 7 cable like the drunk cameraman from The Simpsons. Technical difficulty screen. Actually, I've thought about doing that before and doing the Simpsons or the American Dad music. I've thought about making that screen before, so I might have to do that eventually. They'll be in 30 packs in no time. NATURDAYS for the vomits.
Yes, exactly.
Made for 18-year-old girls. Yeah, this is what this drink is made for. It's going to be 4.5%. I can't even taste the alcohol. I know that's the point.
There's a second coming of wine coolers or something like that. I don't know.
I'm always surprised they haven't made a second coming.
Well, yeah, there was. I mean, they were really big, late 80s, early 90s.
They've tried to a couple times. And they've never gotten any footing.
Yeah, never. Well, because they're gross.
Yeah,
they're
gross, but they're cheap.
Sugar. They're cheap. Yes, right. They are cheap.
And I mean, we see these little trends with like Four Loko and things like that.
Right, and then we got. I mean, we still have like the Mike's Hard Lemonade. Is that still a thing?
Those are still around.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Well, I mean, the just malted beverages.
In general, yeah.
Yeah, those haven't gone really anywhere, but I'm always surprised we haven't seen the next malted beverage come out.
Right.
It's been, 15 years since a real player has come on?
Well, I mean,
think about when Mike's Hard Lemonade came out.
That's been a while,
late 90s.
Yeah, well, there's Four Loko, but that was because they were caffeinated and they had to go...
Right, and then they had to dial it back after the FDA got involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been legit 20 years since a new player has come in and stayed at the level that they came in at.
Pretty soon they're going to have the THC infused malted. Well, I can't do it malted, but like wine coolers.
Or as John would say, the HTC.
HTC, yeah.
Makers of Vive getting into the
LSD,
getting into the cannabis business.
Mm-hmm. I think I almost slipped up and said HTC.
Nasty Day, the day after you drink these.
Yeah, Nasty Day.
All right, what else we got? Oh, this one.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
I want to try this. I really do.
I don't have my hopes set too high, but I do want to try it.
I do want to try this.
And I think it's really gimmicky.
Yeah, if someone finds this, send me one.
Yeah.
I will send something in return if someone sends me one of these. I'm going to try to find one myself, but if you get me one first, I'll send you something local, and I promise it'll be good. Saturday morning, breakfast cereal inspired IPA.
Yeah.
Magically ridiculous.
Yes, exactly. Now, this isn't the first cereal-inspired beer. Mm-hmm. I think they did a Count Chocula beer.
There's some Count Chocula ones. There's the cornflakes infused beer now, because they're taking all the cornflakes they can't put into the cereal, and they're mashing them down. So, yeah.
But this particular one, I don't think they're putting the cereal in there. They're taking the dehydrated marshmallows.
Yeah, they are taking the marshmallows. So they're buying the marshmallows in bulk, and then they're also doing some toasted marshmallows in-house as well. So there's two different types of marshmallows, the Lucky Charms variety and your Stay Puft.
Yeah, and then looking at the recipe, it's going to be an IPA,
right.
So it's going to be hoppy. So this just sounds to me like it's going to be a very sweet IPA.
Which is kind of the trend right now. Some people trying to go to some more sweeter IPAs.
Yeah, the milkshake IPAs, which are supposed to be slightly sweeter because they got more lactose in them. So I mean, it might be. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to taste anything like a cereal. Where some people say, this is going to taste like Lucky Charms or anything like that. No, it's not going to taste like Lucky Charms. It's going to be a sweet IPA.
Some people have said there's a cereal-like taste to it, but they're not identifying it as Lucky Charms. They're saying it's a sweet forward IPA with a really good bitterness at the end, but it's all very balanced.
Right.
Is what I'm hearing.
And that's fine. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. But I mean, cereal is made from grain. Mm-hmm. Beer is made from grain. Mm-hmm. So therefore, there's going to be a kind of cereal taste to just about every beer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, hey, you can throw that out.
Mm-hmm. We got to finish these up real quick because we've got an announcement to get to.
That's right. we have. Oh wait. Oh, you already have the amber. You already poured the amber. Oh, okay.
So I'm drinking the blonde.
I am the one that was behind.
Right.
I thought you were behind.
No. Oh, crap.
Isn't that the amber? Was that the amber?
Yeah, that was the amber.
Oh, okay. I was just going to give you the rest of it.
Yeah, no. I poured you half, and I gave you the glass, and then I poured half of the blonde, and I gave me the glass.
Oh, so, I missed the memo on that.
Yeah, no. We just opened them at the same time.
I didn't read my email for that. Sorry.
I don't know why I freaked out. For some reason, I thought this was the blonde. And I'm like, don't mix my beer. What are you doing?
Well, that's what I thought too. Yeah. And I'm like, but that doesn't look like the blonde. Yeah, that's too dark. We didn't comment on the amber yet, though. Did you try it?
I haven't tried the amber yet.
Oh, okay.
Might as well take the rest.
Yeah, take the rest. try not to spill it.
I swear this is a 4.7.
Yeah, this is not... I mean, we were priming the pump a little bit before, but
can't take you anywhere. So, no, the blonde, overall,
The
pretty
blonde
good.
was good.
Yeah.
I like the blonde. This one, I not so much.
Hold on. I'll say, let me go into it.
Okay. I'm just my initial thoughts.
Boy, it doesn't smell like anything.
No.
There's nothing there.
There's a little bit of a sweetness to the smell. Just a little bit.
I can't even dig for it.
Yeah, it's just barely there.
It smells like water.
No, I smell a little bit of sweetness there.
I can't find that. I'm taking some pretty big inhales there.
It's got a bit of a roasty note to it, and then that's about it. There's not really much else there.
Yeah. It's
pretty flat.
Yep.
Not that impressive. Sorry, Claw. I hope it's not your favorite beer because it's not good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's not like I'd spit it out.
It reminds.
But it's not very inspiring. It's not even like mediocre.
The roasty flavor reminds me of some cold brew infused beers, where it's kind of a coffee roast almost.
Almost. It doesn't quite reach that level.
It doesn't reach that level, but that's the roastiness that I'm
Yeah.
reminded of. There's no coffee. There's no depth to the flavor.
Right.
It's just got a little bit of a hint of a roast to it, a real light
like
roast.
roasted grains or something.
But there's nothing else to
No.
this. And so it's like they tried for a roasted beer.
It's
and
not very sweet. There's no sweet maltiness to it.
Right.
There's not any hop to it that I taste. Just like roasty.
It's like a red with a little bit of roast to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not malty.
Yeah. Not malty like most reds we've had.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd drink it.
I mean, I'm not gonna spit it out.
Yeah. So, what's going on with my mouse now?
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah, we went through the beer news too fast. I didn't finish these. We can.
We're actually right on time because I thought I was wanting to do this at 8:23 or 8:25, and so we'll be right on time.
We can stretch
if
it
I
out
just
a bit.
we'll just
stretch it out.
Stretch it out. Let me take a minute and a half to finish this
Yeah,
up.
just be a little more superfluous.
I can't announce the Rogue Brew Away the Rogue Giveaway when drinking
while we're
someone
drinking
else's
someone
beer.
else's beer. Yeah,
It just doesn't seem right.
Especially, I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this brewery. Agir Bigiri? I don't know how to pronounce Nordish.
Oh, I know.
Crazy.
I know Fjord.
Fjord.
Yep. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Ingredients: contains water, malted barley, does contain gluten,
Yeah. Okay.
hops, yeast, and that's it.
Okay.
So water, malted barley, and hops and yeast.
Yeah, not much to it.
Budweiser could learn something from that.
Yeah. It does taste better than Budweiser, though.
Oh, totally.
I'll give it that.
Totally.
I will give it that. But that is a pretty low bar to overcome.
You just seem to be having USB issues this whole week. Yeah, I seem to constantly have USB issues, and it's because I always have a lot of devices plugged in. And so if my USB controller on my machines is not perfect and segregated the way it should be and doesn't have all the right bandwidth, and honestly, I'd like to see like 3 or 4 USB controllers in machines rather than just one. I typically push my systems a little harder than most for that, and I can find the flaky USB controller boards really quick.
Mm-hmm. Especially have too many devices in there, and it just freaks the heck out.
Exactly. Especially when you got a nice mix of wireless devices and high bandwidth capture cards, and you really start pushing that chipset. So I should try actively cooling some USB chipsets.
Just to see if it gets a little
see
better.
what would happen.
All right.
What font do you use on the screen so we can get started on mocking up some technical difficulty screens? I use a font called Neuropolitical. It is a Star Trek inspired font. Shocker, I know.
Big surprise.
Big
there.
surprise.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the font used in Deep Space Nine. Yeah, it's called Neuropolitical, Nero political.
Mm-hmm.
Or Neuro or something like that.
Neuro.
You'll find it. It's a free open source, commercially open license.
Best Project Cars stream.
I changed that stream.
Oh,
What the
does
crap?
it
So it
still
updated the title, but my Twitch stream apparently left Project Cars up as the subject.
Well,
great. Now I'm going to get a guideline strike on Twitch.
We'll just sit there and go.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes, and that'll be close enough.
Yep. Yeah, from Defont, Neuro political. Yep. It's available from dafont.com.
Dat font.
Dafont.
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 Oh, I thought it was like
Yep.
the font company sponsored by Daft Punk.
That's right. All right, last one.
Okay. Norwegian beers.
Rogue giveaway.
Yay!
Woo!
Hooray!
All right.
Free stuff.
So, first off, let me grab a couple glasses.
All right.
Shame on me for not grabbing coasters.
Yeah. This, if you haven't seen the can, it's got a jetpack penguin on the thing. Outta Line, West Coast. Distinctly says it's a West Coast IPA. So this is not your hazy that's really popular right now. It's
not the New England. It's not a milkshake. It's not a straight up IPA.
This is a straight up classic.
Yep.
Oh, I'm already burping from those stupid Norwegian beers. All
right. So, Rogue is giving away a prize pack to celebrate the release of their Outta Line IPA. Live life outside the lines is the tagline for it. The way you can enter this, and by the way, this is open only to U.S. residents. I apologize. And you're not actually going to win beer, but you're going to win a prize pack. So basically a swag pack for Outta Line IPA merchandise. I believe there's a t-shirt, there's stickers, there's some enamel pens, which I have a couple here.
Oh, nice.
So there you go. You can have that.
All right.
There's some bumper stickers. I know there will be a shirt, and I believe there's a hat. But let me double check my notes here. The giveaway. The prize, Outta Line merch pack, Outta Line t-shirt, Outta Line pint glass, enamel pen, Rogue Nation hat, and Outta Line stickers. So yes, I got it all.
Yeah, the Rogue Nation hat's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. This is another Rogue hat that I really like. I don't think they're giving away this one. It's going to be the red Rogue Nation hat, which is a really cool hat.
Yeah.
But you'll get the pint glass and everything else, which really nice pint glass. It's really nicely textured. It doesn't look textured, but it's got a nice angular design to it. Really, really cool. And
they got the jetpack.
That jetpack penguin is just badass.
Yeah.
Anyway, the way you enter, down in the comments of this video, not in the chat, in the comments.
Yeah.
Tell us how you live life outside the lines with the hashtag live life outside the lines. And if you need help finding that hashtag is also down in the video description where I list out the contest. The way we're going to do this giveaway is you don't have to do it live on the show, but sometime during this week before next Talking Heads, leave a comment about how you live life outside the lines. Live on the air next week, John and I are going to pick a winner. And it's going to be just our choice. So I think what we decided to do is throughout the week, all of us are going to find our favorite comments and put them on a spreadsheet with the names obfuscated. So there's no bias towards my Patreons or anything like that. Sorry, guys. I love you guys, but I want to give everyone a fair shake at this.
No nepotism.
Right. So leave us a comment down below, your own individual root comment, not a sub-comment of another line or something like that. And then we will pick a winner on the air, and I will send you a reply to that comment with an email address that you can email, and we'll coordinate how to get your prize pack to you. Again, U.S. residents only. There's no age limitation unless there's an age limitation in your state. Void where prohibited, etc., etc.
I don't think there's an age limitation on getting glasses and stickers and pins.
I don't think there is, but sometimes there's a giveaway for
right,
states.
Right. Yeah, you have to be like 18
You have to be 13 or 18 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so follow your local state and local laws for the giveaway. But yeah, how do you live life outside the lines? You've tried a little bit of this now.
I have not tried it.
Oh, you have not tried it?
I'm waiting for you.
Well, let me.
But I smelled it. It smells delicious.
Yeah.
That smells like a nice hearty IPA.
Yeah, I had this this last week when I did the announcement for the contest to kind of drive some traffic over here. Yeah, very citrusy on the nose, almost a tropical like smell. I almost want to say like a mango, kind of a nose to it.
Oh man, that is good.
Yeah, it is a solid IPA, and I'm not just saying that. I literally really do enjoy this IPA.
Yeah, I think one of our Patreons is drinking that tonight too. It was
Skull.
Skull.
Yeah. Skull.
Let us know what you think, Skull.
Yeah.
I think it's quite delicious.
Live life outside the lines, became an alcoholic.
I lived outside the lines and now I'm homeless.
I color outside the lines. Does that count? So the way this contest is going to work is we're just literally going to choose our favorite one. Make me laugh, make me cry, make me do something else. And no, you're not going to tug at my heartstrings and have me send you a rogue hat. Yeah. So, but send me something I'd enjoy reading, and that others might as well. Mm-hmm. And make sure to include the hashtag live outside the lines. Otherwise, we won't even read it because we're going to have a script pull.
We're going to have a script pull them all out. Yeah.
And only one entry per person. If you submit more, you may be null and void.
Yeah. We'll probably just take the first one, but
yep.
Just do one.
Yep. Yeah. Don't spam me with multiples. Yeah. So, because I will find you and I may ban you.
Yeah.
So. All right. So yeah, live life outside the lines. Good IPA.
This is a great IPA, actually.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best ones that Rogue has put out in a while.
Yeah.
Because another staple is like, what was it, Yellow Snow or something like that? No, that's their winter.
That's their winter. They've got their 6-hop and they've got their multiple hop ones.
Yeah, and those are okay too. But those aren't what's their staple? They have a staple one that they do year round. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's not that great. It's not my favorite IPA.
Yeah.
But this is way better. This is much better. Easy drinking. A lot of citrus up forward. A little bit of a bitter bite in the back end, but not too bad. Sweet malty up front.
It's hop forward. I think I said all this in the video. It's hop forward without being too hop forward. And so it's very approachable, where you're getting all the notes that you should, but there's nothing overpowering about it. In the middle, you've got this really nice citrus blend, and like I said, almost kind of a mango. I'm trying to place that taste. It's not guava, it's not, but it's very citrusy.
Some kind of citrusy tropical.
Some kind of a tropical flavor right in the middle. Yeah. And then just a little bit of bitterness at the back end, but again, not too much to scare you away from drinking it.
No.
And it's not clingy at all.
Yeah, it's like there's some that have just a ton of hops in it. The resin just kind of coats your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, All right.
Yeah, so,
That's the contest.
Enter in the comments below, and good luck to you all. Except for Turbo. Screw that guy.
Just because he beat you in cars.
Sure, tell everyone. All right, getting into some tech news. So Microsoft this week announced the HoloLens 2.
Not that too many people knew about the HoloLens 1.
Right. Well, I knew about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did talk about it.
Right, I knew it was a thing. It was a very overpriced thing.
Yes. Yes, very overpriced.
I believe the dev kit was announced at $10,000, and then they said, "Oh, don't worry, it'll be available at retail for $3,000."
Yeah,
very affordable.
Completely affordable. Yeah. No problem.
And so what we're showing on screen right now is the Microsoft blog press release for it, and they're saying it's the most innovative and game-changing mixed reality experience of all time, and we've been
low price,
and we've been innovating in manufacturing and production and warehouses and schools and hospitals, and it's like, no, you haven't. Whoa, pump the brakes. It's cool tech. It is, and there's things that I can really see this. There's industries that I can see this breaking into and being successful. But I don't think in its current form, either version 1 or version 2.
Well, especially at that price point, it's just not...
3,000's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a big ask. Yeah, it's a big ask.
No matter what the industry that you're in, $3,000 is a big ask. Especially for something that, while it's standalone, it's big, it's bulky, it's heavy. Is everyone going to know how to operate this?
Well, this HoloLens 2 is supposed to be lighter.
Right.
That was one of the features that they said, okay, yeah, people complain about how heavy the first one was. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know. I never put it on my head before in my life.
I've never even seen one.
I've never even seen one. I don't even know where you can buy one. But, they said that one of the features is they did make it lighter. And they're still trying to focus this within different industries, not gaming for some reason. And I don't understand that. I guess maybe they're worried that's going to, fracture the VR market or something. I don't know. I mean, because AR is different than VR.
It is different than VR.
Different than VR.
It's using the internal space, and how do you program for that? How do you program a game within that context?
Well, I mean, you got Pokemon Go, which is highly successful. But I mean, it's an AR,
Right.
it's augmented reality. But of course, you just use your phone. I mean, it just doesn't take much. Yeah, like one of the examples they had given for potential practical use is like, oh, you're a mechanic. Mm-hmm. You can have tutorials, like live tutorials. Like, oh, this is the engine. This is what you do. Blah blah blah.
Right, and
there's no mechanic in the world that's going to spend $3,000 on this type of a thing.
No, exactly. I will say the one manufacturer that I have heard that has tried this tech out in the past, maybe not HoloLens specifically, but they've tried augmented reality tech in the past, is BMW. They've used this tech in their shops before. Where that you will see a live 3D representation of the car in front of you, and it'll say, oh, you need this socket and this wrench, and the 2 bolts that you need to remove are right here. And so it'll actually like animate over the real car where you're supposed to be removing bolts from. And so I see that being pretty cool.
Yeah.
But is it ergonomic enough to wear as a car mechanic? No.
Well, they did have this right here.
The hard hat version.
The hard hat version looked pretty cool. Like, I can see that maybe being a little more comfortable, especially in a place where you have to wear a hard hat anyway.
You have to wear a hard hat, but are the lenses safety glass rated? That's a question.
That's a good question.
So I know they're trying to break into these industries, but do they really understand these industries?
Yeah.
Do they understand what a mechanic has to do?
Right.
Outside of a cool tech demo, outside of an engineer going, oh, this would be so cool if they could animate where the bolts are at. I've met mechanics and the ones who are rolling around on the floor going, mother... They're not going to want to fuss with 3 pounds on their head and not be able to have the right field of view and... Well, it's showing me over here, but the bolt's right here.
This is not right. It's just going to tear the thing off anyway.
Exactly.
Throw this $3,000 piece of equipment across the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
And so do they understand the industries that they're trying to break into? And I'm going to say no. I don't think they do.
Well, I mean, that was just one of them. They did give examples of like, okay, this is like a museum. You go to a museum, you put these on, and you have a little more enhanced, interactive, this is blah, blah, blah painting. And then, they got a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But, most museums are based off of volunteer or donations and stuff like that. Affording $3,000 a pop for these things I'm not
for customers to check out.
I'm not seeing that.
Yep.
Neat tech, but man, it's still
neat tech. I did try Google Glass at one point.
You did,
and I really enjoyed using it when I did. I got to drive with it on, and so I had a GPS map that was just sitting right at the top of my view. It was a heads-up display. It showed my speed. It showed everything else. As I turned the car, the map rotated with me.
That's awesome.
And it was very, very easy to read. It was very intuitive to use. And I'm not sure why it didn't take off outside of the price. It was $1,500 for Google Glass.
Yeah.
And so it was a cool experiment for Google. And I said at the time, and I'll say it now, if they came out with that for a smartwatch price for a $500-$600, I'd buy one. I totally would.
I think the big thing with the Google Glass, especially, is because it was so distinctive. People recognized it right away. And I remember reading stories about people who were testing it out. That they'd walk into a place and people would get pissed off that they were wearing it because it's like, oh, you're spying on me. You're like, you got Google that's like the big Satan that's like reading all the information from my mind.
Correct.
And they get pissed off at somebody.
Yeah.
So unless they come up with a way of making it a lot more discreet, I don't know how that's exactly going to work.
Right. Yeah, I don't know either. Honestly, I would say... I don't know that there needs to be a camera on Google Glass. Or I would say if you need a camera for different features, just take away the ability to take video or pictures. Yes, that takes away a key aspect of it. But if people are worried about privacy, maybe that's an option for you. I don't think geofencing is going to work because, well, jailbreaking's a thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's...
I
really liked the tech, and I'm sorry that it didn't take off because I thought it was ahead of its time. I thought it was something that I would use actively. Outside of a smartwatch, outside of some different augmented tech that I've seen, I would use Google Glass.
Yeah.
So someone's saying, check out Google Glass. Yeah, you can buy them now for under $300.
Yeah.
The problem is the software support isn't there.
Yeah.
The problem is no one ever took off. There's not a lot of APIs that are available for them, and I'm not a programmer. And so getting it to actually work with modern phone features would actually be more of a chore than just ignoring that it exists. So, yeah. HoloLens, I think it's cool technology, and I'm glad that Microsoft is investing in it and trying to do something with it, but I don't think they understand the industries that they're trying to break into. And that's my main criticism of it, is price point, ergonomics, and is it actually useful to the job that they say it's useful for, or are they just presenting tech as a solution to a problem that doesn't exist?
Right, yeah.
And we see that in tech a lot.
Yeah. Something that's like, hey, that's neat, but is it really practical?
Right. Also with the HoloLens 2, the team behind HoloLens 2 isn't all that happy with some of the Microsoft deals that have gone on in closed doors lately.
That's right, because one of the more practical purposes that people have been looking at HoloLens 2 for, or just the HoloLens in general, is military.
Mm-hmm. Is have a soldier on the ground staring at a building and saying, blow that up.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Or using it for drone guidance, or heads-up displays, or things like that. And so the developers behind HoloLens actually wrote an open letter to Microsoft condemning them selling this to military for active weapons use, which is kind of a crazy standpoint to make. Number one, the military is one of Microsoft's biggest profit sectors.
Oh yeah, even the I think there's the Navy and the Air Force both use Xbox controllers to control stuff.
Totally do.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they started doing drones and autonomous vehicles being controlled with game controllers because they went, well, the soldiers already know how to use them.
Even they even use it in submarines for controlling certain aspects of the submarine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, quote, we did not sign up to develop weapons, and we demand to have a say in how our work is used, the open letter says. The group goes on to decry the aim of increased lethality and says that Microsoft has previously licensed technology to the U.S. military. Quote, it has never crossed the line into weapons development until now, end quote. So pretty strong words from the dev team on HoloLens about where Microsoft is trying to push this technology. I will say, at least from a gamer perspective, I understand where there's some potential for some warfare-like interactions with this headset and this tech. But the thing is, Microsoft was already selling software and technology to the military for active use. And where do you draw that line between, we run Windows Vista inside of a tank versus we use Microsoft HoloPoint to control the tank? We're going to die!
Windows 98.
Yeah. Or XP embedded for those who are following
XP embedded.
that.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Well, the U.S. government is paying Microsoft to keep XP embedded up to date.
Oh, I know. I've worked with XP embedded before.
I have too.
I've developed software for it.
Yep. I had to manage a couple NAS boxes with XP embedded on them, and that was just an absolute pain. And I've had some kiosks that I've had to manage with it. And, Yep. So. Yeah, but again, where does the development team draw the line between the military is already a customer, you're just selling them another component now?
Right, exactly. So. And I mean, there's nothing intrinsically deadly about the HoloLens off the bat. They have to incorporate it with something else.
Right.
It's the same thing with any other of Microsoft's technology.
Right.
I mean, XP is not going to crawl out of the box and kill you. I mean, maybe it might drive you to murder, but you have to attach it to something else. Same thing with the HoloLens.
Right, exactly. So, I saw a prototype segment on Contacts that was a Google Glass-like HUD device, and I've seen talk of that concept. Now, have you actually physically seen that device exist, or have you just read about it? Because I've just read about it, and I'm excited for something like that as well, although I prefer something that's out in front of me. Number one, I'm a glasses wearer, and so I'm already used to having something on my face. I'm half blind without my glasses. And number two, I don't want to put a contact in every day. And I don't want to pay the price that those contacts would probably cost to be a heads-up display.
No, yeah, that would be kind of cool, though, if they had an AR contact lens. I'd wear that, dude.
Yep.
I totally would.
Exactly. So yeah, Microsoft HoloLens 2 is a thing. It's still overpriced, and it's a solution seeking a problem.
Yep.
I think. So, Microsoft, if you want to send one over to test, I'd be happy to do so.
We'd
more than happy to do so.
Augmented strippers. See what we can do with that.
Jeff, you've been in your VR headset all day. What are you doing? Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
And someone just posted a 1-hour rendition of the Microsoft XP installation music to the Discord.
That's exactly what we need.
Oh, it's only 5 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Someone else has a loop where it's an hour long. So
the startup music.
yeah. My favorite YouTube video is the 1 hour of Cisco on hold music.
Oh. So you could be nostalgia for Cisco tech support?
Yep. As if I can't already hear that in my brain going to sleep at night. Make it stop.
You would think a company as big enough as Cisco could pony up for like a little more music.
Oh, it's terrible. Have you ever heard the Cisco on hold? You
No.
need to look it up one time. You'll never be able to get it out of your head again. All right. Minor tech news story here. AMD. One of the biggest criticisms when the Ryzen APUs launched, that is the Ryzen processors with Vega onboard graphics, both for desktops, so the 2200G, 2400G CPUs, and the Ryzen mobile chips, so that's the 2300, 2500, and 2700U for mobile chips, and now the new 3000U series chips with the Vega 8, 11. I think there's the Athlon Vega 3 version in the 200G. A lot of different chips with APUs. One of the biggest criticisms of those was that AMD themselves was relying on the hardware OEMs to provide driver updates, and they were planning on rolling them out with just Windows updates. Right. And so you wouldn't get regular graphics or Adrenaline updates for your AMD graphics card that's built into the chip until a new Microsoft major revision came out.
Which is few and far in between.
Right, which is once every 6 months.
Yeah.
When they're stable.
Yes, when they're stable.
Remember 1709?
Oh, yeah. They had to
which was supposed to be 1706.
Yeah.
Remember 1803, which was supposed to be 1801. Mm-hmm. You know, so they kind of lost a little bit of face there, in my opinion, but they've made it up because now AMD is going to provide those drivers on the same release schedule as their standard Adrenaline drivers for Radeon products. So you're going to be able to upgrade to the same graphics driver on your Vega 11 as you are on a Vega 64. You're going to be same version, same revision.
A lot like how NVIDIA does it.
A lot like how NVIDIA does it, exactly. Well, NVIDIA doesn't have GP or embedded GPUs.
Yeah, no, they don't. But I mean, it's still going to be like you download the one driver. Right. One driver rules them all.
Exactly. Yeah. So, very good news from AMD on this front. The drivers are available as of today, version 19.2.3. I believe this story just came out a couple of days ago. But they're for basically any Vega graphics product they are covering under this umbrella, which is all of their Ryzen embedded chips. It's all of their mobile chips. You can now install Adrenaline and get the same graphics driver as your full-fledged desktop cards. So, very, very cool. Next PC build video, XP installation music during the pre-roll.
That's not a bad idea.
It'd be funny, but
that's probably copyright.
But it'd probably get demonetized pretty quick.
You know what you should just do?
I can throw it in as a cultural reference, but I cannot play it for music just as background music.
Do your own interpretation of the XP installation music with the kazoo.
Yeah.
And then it'll be fine. You can do that.
Yeah. Was XP the first that did? Yeah, I think XP was the first that did background music.
Yes,
I was thinking if 98 did it. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
That was just the black background.
And Emmy didn't do it either.
It faded. Yeah, Emmy didn't do it. No. Yeah, I knew that. But yeah, 98 I remember, and the later revisions of 95 were the black fading into blue gradient with the Windows bar across the top and the little startup tips on the left.
Yep.
Did you know connecting to the internet is easier than ever? Just connect your modem to any available phone line and fire up the dial-up assistant.
Well, yeah, didn't they have like the MSN built into it?
MSN was built in, and they also connected you to a number of different services if MSN wasn't local to you.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
I think did 98 come with AOL too already? No. It was crap. I can't remember what 98 came with. It came with something else besides MSN. I can't remember though.
Yeah, I don't remember. 98 was about the time that I started to get broadband, although between moving houses like 6 times in 4 years or something like that, I bounced back and forth between broadband and dial-up so many times as a kid in that time span.
I was so excited because broadband came to our town.
Yeah.
I was like the second person in our town to get it. And then the company that provided it went bankrupt, closed down, then I had to go back to dial-up. And that sucked. And I had to do that for a while.
I'm trying to think who our original cable company was, because we got cable internet originally. I've never had DS... No, I have had DSL before. I had DSL once. That's right. It was actually...
I had DSL once, too. I had it twice, actually.
It was when I moved from Central Oregon back up here and came to stay here permanently. We had DSL for about 9 months. Yeah, those were dark times.
Yeah, the dark ages.
It was 2003, so don't judge me. No, didn't come with Netscape because Netscape was just a browser. It wasn't an actual ISP. ISPs back in that day would have been AOL, Microsoft Network, would have been NetZero.
NetZero was the free one.
Earthlink.
No, there was another one like something. CompuServe, that's right.
Yes.
CompuServe.
CompuServe.
Right. I think CompuServe was the one that also came.
It may have. There might have been some kind of an agreement with them.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah. That was 25 years ago.
Yeah, this was a long time. Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hurts when you say it like that, doesn't it?
I know, it does hurt.
Yeah.
Hurts more than when I wake up in the morning and my joints are like, oh.
Yeah. That was 25 years ago. Ooh.
Ooh. My Windows 98 is acting up.
Yeah. Oh.
My joints hurt. A crash must be happening pretty soon on my computer.
I have a 6-year-old, and gosh, I need to call her my Windows 8.1 or something.
Yeah, Windows 8.1. You name your kid after the predominant operating system of the time.
That's right. Well, this actually came up in Discord earlier this week. So my wife got to name our first daughter, and I got to name the second daughter.
Yeah.
And so my first daughter is a very traditional name, and I love her name, by the way, but it was the only one we could agree on. But it's a very old school name, but both her first and her middle name are very old school. Think back in the 30s and 40s kind of time. My second daughter is named after a Star Trek character and a character from Chronicles of Riddick. I got the twofer.
Traditional, yeah.
That's traditional. Right. Yeah, so we've got classical and we've got rock and roll.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, nice.
Nice.
Someone's very skilled in MS Paint.
I need to do a technical difficulty sign.
Yeah.
It'll probably happen at some point. And I'll have it to a hotkey where it's like a 6-second.
Oh yeah, there we go. Prodigy was the other
Prodigy,
one.
yeah.
Was the other
That's
one.
right.
CompuServe, Prodigy.
AOL, CompuServe, and Prodigy, the unholy trilogy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and Prodigy, someone else got it over here as well. Juno. Yeah, Juno was a mail
Juno
service.
too, yeah.
Juno
it started out as a free mail service.
Yeah.
And then they started branching out as a free ISP, but they had just ads up the wazoo.
Right, and NetZero did the same thing.
Yeah, NetZero did the
same
thing.
Where they gave you like a free 100 megabytes of bandwidth, and then they either capped your speed, or they said you couldn't connect until tomorrow unless you wanted to pay like $1 a day or something like that. They had a whole bunch of ways that you could get around it, but during your browsing time, they'd be throwing ads at you and injecting ads into pages, and not just simple ads, but they were ads that were designed to eat your bandwidth.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And so in the day, you might have gone through 70 megs of bandwidth, but they injected 30 megs of ads into there. And
like
so
most of it was all just ad traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, browsing with 25% of your screen covered with banner. Well, you forgot about the sidebar. That counts too. Oh, and then there's the one they injected at the bottom of the HTML code.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried Windows 3.1 in a VM, and I can't believe how people lived back then.
Oh, my God.
Then I think old school typewriter was faster. I actually keep and maintain a Windows 3.1 VM.
Do you?
For myself. Just so I can go back occasionally. And I have the VM with like everything working.
I have an old it's not even a VM. I actually have a physical box.
Nice.
Because it was my old boss's box that he kept with Windows. I think it's Windows 98 is on that thing. Because it was the last Windows operating system where he can compile his C code on.
Yeah.
Not C++.
Yeah.
C.
Just C.
It's just plain old C.
Yep.
And so if you ever needed to make a change to it, thankfully we deprecated whatever software that we were using.
Yeah.
Don't use it anymore, but I still have the box.
Nice.
I'm not using it for anything.
Yep. But no, I have Windows 3.1.1 loaded on it. I have a working Ethernet driver for the VM, so I can actually get online with it.
Yeah.
I have Microsoft Office 2.0 on there with, I think, Word 4.0, Excel 3, and PowerPoint 2 or something
real
like that.
Powerhouse.
Yeah. I have Photoshop 1.0, so the original Adobe Photoshop. Fully working.
I think
Fully
it was.
working.
Oh, no, yeah. Photoshop was Adobe.
Yeah.
Illustrator was originally Aldous.
Yeah, exactly.
Aldous Illustrator.
That's exactly right. Yep.
Task failed successfully. Nice. Exactly. That's Windows XP.
Yep. But yeah, no, I keep a Windows 3.1.1 VM on there. Number one, I love old school software, so abandonware software and things like that.
Yeah.
So I've got a whole games library and things that I go back to on Windows 3.1 from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
I've thought about getting a QEMU box for Windows 95 started up because there's some Windows gems that I have not been able to play. And I'd love to be able to go back and revisit those. Yeah, Windows.
Yes. Oh, yeah, no.
The old splash screen hacks.
I remember the day when I discovered how you can alter the Windows 98 splash screen.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have so much fun with this.
Yep. Now, speaking of Photoshop and altering things, boy, I wish this phone was Photoshopped.
Oh, God, yes.
So Energizer announced a trio of new smartphones. We'll start out with the Energizer foldable phone.
Which in itself is pretty cool, but there's been a lot of talk about foldable phones.
Right. So it's foldable. It has an 18,000 milliamp battery, which is, number one, gets it credentials to be the largest battery in a smartphone ever anyway. And they actually put it into a pretty thin little device. Now, being it's an Energizer designed phone, I have no idea what the features of this thing are actually going to be. They're touting some pretty decent numbers for it, though. They're touting, what was that? A Snapdragon 855, 256 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, micro SD expansion up to 256 gigs, dual 48 megapixel and 12 megapixel rear cameras, and a 24 megapixel selfie camera. Takes 2 SIM cards, and they offer a lifetime warranty with it.
Lifetime warranty
for under $1,000.
That's not bad.
Is what they're saying. So those are some
as long as they don't have, because it's going to be obviously an Android phone,
right?
As long as they don't have some kind of bastardized version of the OS that doesn't get updated.
Now scroll up a little because you're showing the thick one.
Sorry.
This is the guy that we're looking at right here. So this is their foldable flagship phone. That is supposedly going to be under $1,000, is completely foldable, dual screen, Snapdragon 855, all the modern amenities you can want, under $1,000, and an 18,000 milliamp battery. Pretty flippin' insane, although I'll be really curious to see what the quality of this thing is once it actually comes out.
Yeah.
Does it actually hold up like a phone? Is it engineered properly? Does it overheat? Does it...
Was this the foldable one, the 18,000?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I thought the big thick one was.
No, the big thick one is a 30,000.
Oh, okay. Then I was reading this wrong.
Yep. So the Power Max 18K Prop has an 18,000 milliamp battery, which is ridiculous. A standard flagship is between 3,000 and 3,500.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry. Is that the foldable one? Hold on.
I don't think it's
this article is terribly written, and I apologize.
It's horrible.
Because I was trying to make sense of all of this. Because they jump back and forth between which phone they're talking about, and so which specs apply to which phone, I don't know. Yeah, the 18,000 milliamp is the thick boy.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Is that thick boy?
That's the thick boy.
Yeah. Which, by the way, can I just give Energizer props for no notch?
Yes, dude.
No notch in this smartphone. They have pop-up cameras from the top.
Yes.
So now the phone is this thick, so
it is a brick. It is harkened back to the days of like the first 80s cell phones, the big giant bricks. This is like,
hey, I'm on a phone. No, I'm not in my house right now. Yeah, no, it's one of those. But they say the battery will last for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On standby, they say it'll be 50 days. If you have your phone on standby, 50 days.
Now I'm going to call BS on that.
Well,
because I know better. I don't care.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
That's I mean, look how thick that thing is.
I know.
It's thick.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see almost a practical purpose for this. I mean, yes, it's a very ugly phone. It's a big old. It's a big mama jamba. But I mean, like, okay, you're going hiking. You're gonna go up in the woods for a week or something.
Yep.
You want to listen to music, whatever.
It's thick. It's not physically practical, but there is some practicality
There
here.
is some practicality
behind
to
it.
And I have seen like people get the piggyback type of batteries you can put in the back of them. Makes your phone about as thick as that already. Almost.
I think this still has a beat pretty handily.
I've
seen the Mophie boxes.
Yeah.
And this, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't look like that.
Okay, almost. But there's I mean, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
it's all built in one.
Yep. Curious on the weight, as am I.
Yes. Yeah.
Damn phone, you thick. Back that phone up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. I mean, it also doubles as a self-defense.
Can you legally take that phone on a plane? The answer is no.
No.
The largest capacity lithium-ion battery you are allowed to carry on a passenger plane is 10,000 milliamps. So no, you could not travel.
So yeah, 18,000 you can't take
with
it
this
on there.
plane.
Yeah.
Yep. That is an interesting point, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I had not thought about before. Yeah. Let's see. What are you yelling at me for in Discord? Go away. Jeez. Anyway, both of these phones are supposed to be under $1,000.
Yeah.
Q3 of this year for €899, so probably maybe $1,100.
Right.
When it's all said and done.
Cheaper than most flagship phones.
But when you figure smartphones today are pushing $2,000, which again I'll never pay for a phone.
Right.
Ever. Looking straight at you, Samsung and Apple. Yeah, it'll be curious to see. The thick boy comes out at $449.
Not that bad.
Yeah, so $550, $600.
I'd be curious to see how long it takes to charge, though,
Yep.
too. From
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that's gonna
from dead. It's like, oh, I gotta be without my phone for a full weekend while I'm charging it.
Is it micro USB or USB-C?
I don't think it said. I don't believe I read where it said what connection it is.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Wonder if they made a proprietary charger. Yeah, it's called a car battery.
Yeah. You
just carry a lead acid behind you.
You have to pull out the nodes and then charge it up. Chink.
It's alive.
It'll charge faster if you get lightning to strike it.
Yeah.
The 1.21 gigawatts.
That's right. Comes with a free subscription for tornadowatchers.com so you can find the best available lightning storms in your area. All right. And a sad day. A sad day for the internet and days gone by.
Oh, yes.
Adobe Shockwave.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
It's gone.
We knew the day was coming. It has now been officially announced. Shockwave will no longer be available to download from Adobe's website as of April 9th of this year.
Although I can't even think the last time I used Shockwave.
Nope. Neither can
used
I.
It.
Probably the last time I used it was back when CBS used it for March Madness a couple of years ago. But then they switched over to Microsoft Silverlight a couple years ago.
And then now Silverlight's not even really used that much anymore.
Right. Yeah, Silverlight I believe is still used for March Madness because Microsoft pays them a crap ton of money to keep their infrastructure the same. So it's like, you have to install Silverlight. Why? We don't make any money from it, but use it. But as of April 9th, you will no longer be able to download Shockwave from Adobe's website. Now, Shockwave, as kind of maligned as the software was and as hated as it was late in its life, it got off to a pretty major start as kind of an animation studio and whatnot on the web. So what we think of as animated GIFs today and a lot of the Flash games that
more Flash games though, because it's Macromedia.
Macromedia started this, right? Macromedia founded Shockwave in 1995, and there were actually a number of PC games that you bought that were programmed with Shockwave.
They had the whole Newgrounds,
yeah,
which was like 90% Flash games,
right? Yeah, Newgrounds was a bunch of Flash games, but there were a number of actual downloadable PC games or installable PC games. Sorry, I'm dating myself.
Ever since like Steam opened up games for whatever, there are actually a lot of Flash games on there now still.
Right. I'm thinking of Independence Day. When that movie was out, they had some toys that came out. They came with floppy disks that had Macromedia Shockwave games on them.
Onto it, yeah.
And you could put those games in a computer and play them.
And also you can hook them up to your Apple and then go up to an alien spaceship and infect.
That's right.
The alien spaceship with some Macromedia
Take your
Shockwave.
your power book into low Earth orbit.
Yep, you can. You can do that with those games.
Yep. Connect wirelessly.
Yeah.
To the alien mothership.
Yeah, their technology is completely compatible with alien technology.
Is OS 7.9 certified.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Or 7.2.2.
That's how forward thinking Steve Jobs.
No, it was 7.6. OS 7.6. That's right.
You know, I just thought of this. I don't know.
Uh-oh. Can you say it on the air?
No, yeah, I can. It's just a theory. Okay, so the Roswell incident, if they were to flesh out the Independence Day mythos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they were able to connect to the alien with the Mac is because young Steve Jobs was involved with the Roswell crash somehow.
Or at least involved with the program.
Are researching it, and he designed the OS around the alien technology.
Could totally be.
Yeah, could be something. Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah, pay me if you use that. Yeah.
Yep.
They're not.
Yep. Macromedia Adobe Flash to be shuttered April 9th.
Womp
Womp womp.
Although I do hear that Flash is just a nightmare for security.
Oh God, yeah,
it's horrible.
It's Flash and Java both work well as standalone languages and development environments. Don't put them in a browser because they are some of the most unstable, buggy, and unsecure things you could ever do on a system.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have any security backdoors in our software.
Yeah, whatever. Let's get in.
Right. Really? Well, you signed into Bank of America, which still uses Java as a backend.
Well, all right. There we go. Yeah. Let's get your account information.
Not only get your account information, we'll get all your other account information because I now have a backdoor into your PC.
Yep.
Not just your Bank of America login. Yeah. Not that I'm calling out Bank of America for anything in particular.
Screw you, Bank of America.
Screw you, Bank of America. I've never used Bank of America. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Western Digital and Micron. Big announcement in the area of mobile storage.
Oh, yeah. Big. Big in more ways than one.
Little announcement. Yeah. Was it in the pool? So, 1 terabyte micro SD cards are now a thing. That's just weird.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
It's crazy. I have a stack of 1 terabyte portable drives at home. So I have this part of my job once a quarter.
That's right, because you ship
dev
software.
I have to process a pretty big data set. So once a quarter, they just give me this drive, and I'm asked, "Do you want it back?" They're like, "No." So once a year, I get 4 of these 1 terabyte drives, and I've been doing it for I don't know how many years now. So I have a stack about this high.
Yep. Now
they have micro SD cards that are going to be a terabyte. My stack can now be like this big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a crazy amount of storage on something the size of your pinky nail.
Yes, it is ridiculous.
And it's just going to keep going like this. And that's the crazy thing about this technology is there's not a lot of end in sight to how far they can scale this. We've been saying this for years. Oh, it's got to end at some point. Oh, look, they have a 128 gig micro SD card, but they want $400 for it. That's certainly 3 months later, they've got a 256. Wow. 6 months later, they've got a 512. Yeah. And now they have a 1 terabyte. And we keep saying this about storage. It keeps getting cheaper and smaller and more efficient.
And that's good.
Easier to manufacture.
That's very good to the consumer.
Right.
I mean,
totally is.
The amount of porn you can store on that thing is just ridiculous.
That's a lot of porn to lose in an afternoon.
Yeah. You can take it wherever you want.
That's right.
It's so small.
That's right. What was your first USB flash drive?
Oh God, I think it might have been in the megs. It was not very big.
Yeah, mine was in the megs. Mine was 32.
I think it might have been a 15 or 32 around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because they made 15s, 32s, 64s, and that was kind of the limit. And those were still over $100.
Yeah. And they were expensive. I remember my very first MP3 player, which was a 16, it was 15 or 16 meg MP3 player by Diamond.
Yeah. Oh, you had the Diamond.
I had the Diamond MP3 player.
Which one did I have? Well, I had a couple MP3 players, but I was a mini disc guy.
Oh, okay.
I had a Sony mini disc.
Yeah, I knew one other person who had a mini disc.
I still have my mini disc.
Hey, apparently it's still being used in Japan.
It is.
It's still
and you can take it from my cold dead hands.
Yeah.
Because I can put full uncompressed FLAC files on that thing, and I can fit 2/3 of an album onto a single mini disc and play it uncompressed through some pretty good audio hardware that Sony had back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no,
late
still
90s.
popular. Well, I wouldn't say popular, but still used in Japan.
Still used, right? You can still buy the discs. I can still get them.
They're still there.
So, yeah, I love my mini disc player.
But yeah, it's just amazing that how storage has been so compressed. Although I don't think with this particular micro SD that the speed has really increased. It's still pretty much.
Excuse me.
The same speed as like.
This is still the Class 10 UFS 1, UFS 2 style like micro SD cards.
160 megabytes.
130, 160 megs per second, something like that at the very top end, and that's the UFS 3 standard. Mm-hmm. The Class 10, I believe, is 85 megs or 80 megs per second. Yeah. So people are starting to compare. I have a 4 megabyte compact flash card kicking around. I have a 4 meg compact flash card kicking around. I have a 4 gigabyte micro drive floating around.
Wow.
Yes. I think it's 4 gig. It might even be smaller than that. It might be like a 512 megabyte.
Also around the same era was.
That's a compact flash card with a spinning disc inside.
Around the same time that those were coming out was the zip drive and the jump drive. Jump drive. The
Super drive.
No, there was the zip drive, which was the 100 megs.
Right.
And then there was the I want to say jump drive, but they weren't jump drive.
Well, there were Jazz.
The Jazz drive.
See, there was a third competitor that you're not thinking of, and that was the Super Disc.
Okay.
Because there was the Zip Disc, which was the...
That was the super popular.
That was iOmega.
Yeah.
Was the company behind that. Creative, I believe, was behind the Jazz, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
And then there was Emulation was behind Super Disc. Super Disc was backwards compatible with 3.5-inch floppies. It was the same form factor, and their drives read 3.5-inch floppies, so you could read a 144 or a 288 floppy drive. But their discs also held 120 megabytes. And they didn't have the table of contents problems that the iOmega drives had, where I can only put 500 files or 500 folders on the drive before I lose all my capacity.
Yeah.
So 120 megabytes, same form factor as a 3.5-inch floppy, and backwards compatible with floppy disks. Yeah. But they never won out. The iOmega did for some reason. Probably all marketing.
Yeah, I think iOmega eventually morphed into just standard drives.
Right.
They even did NASA's for a while too. But I think they're completely gone. I think they got bought out by somebody else like a couple years ago.
iOmega Pocket Click. Yep. Someone says iPods used almost all micro drives. Yeah, some of the iPods used micro drives. Some of them used 1.8-inch hard drives, of which I have a 1.8-inch hard drive too. It's a 40 gig, I want to say.
Yeah.
40 gig micro or 1.8-inch ZIF drive. Yep. But yeah, so I've got... I know I have a 4 meg compact flash card sitting around somewhere. I know I have a 16 meg compact flash card around somewhere. I think I have a 32 meg SD card as well.
I think the SD card... I think I do have some 32 SD cards. Yeah. No, in fact, I know I do. Because I think the very first digital camera we had to buy one for, and it was 32 megs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a Sony digital camera. Yeah.
That would have been a memory stick.
Oh, you're right. It was a memory stick. You're right. It was Sony had the memory stick. You're absolutely right.
I know my media.
Sony and those guys, they always want to do their own proprietary.
You're not going to get proprietary media over on me.
Yeah, proprietary. Well, Sony always does proprietary.
I know
media,
they do.
Bastards.
They still push proprietary media.
They still do.
Their FS5 $5,000 cinema camera still has its dual SD card slots, and to Sony's credit, both their slots read SD cards, but one of the sticks still reads like Memory Stick Express.
Oh, God.
You can't read more than 40 megs off it. You're not going to write a 4K 60 file to it. What are you doing?
Yeah. Ever since Betamax, man, the Sony's just like, we gotta get our proprietary standard in there.
Sony tries so hard to do what the printer companies mastered, and that's sell the media at a high profit. Where, remember when we were kids, printers were $700.
Yeah, they were extremely expensive.
And the ink was like $6. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s,
super cheap printers,
HP and Brother and whatnot, they said, you know what? We'll just give you a printer.
Yeah.
Here's a $50 printer with a $100 rebate. We'll pay you to take the printer. Oh, sorry, the ink for this is $80 a cartridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think you can get blood transfusions for less per liter than you need printer ink.
There was at that height. I think someone did a study.
Yeah.
And said
what was the most
expensive liquid in the world. I think. Printer ink came up as the second or third most expensive liquid in the world.
Yeah. No, it's pretty insane. Up there with Audi's ferrofluid and a couple other.
Yeah, it was like just ridiculous how much they paid.
Yeah. And you brought up an interesting point that micro SD cards are running at the same speed as they always have for quite a long time. The UFS 3 class.
Yes.
There's a new class of memory cards though in the SD form factor, and that's going to be micro SD Express or SD Express. So the SD Foundation or the SD Association, I believe they're called, has just announced SDXC or SD Express style cards. And this is going to be in the same form factor, SD and micro SD sizes, little tiny and same tab, same interface. But instead of being a USB connected memory drive, they're going to be NVMe connected drives.
Yes,
so these are direct PCI
faster.
Express connected drives with the same I/O output, or I/O interface as an NVMe drive running at a 1x speed.
Yeah.
So multiple gigabytes per second on micro SD card slots. This is expected to be an actual memory product by the end of 2019 because this is the specification announcement for this.
I wouldn't think I'd see them in phones anytime until like 2020. Maybe.
No, this is going to be on the SD standard. This is going to be for cameras. For fast
storage, fast rapid storage. Yeah. And eventually probably coming to phones and stuff like that eventually.
It's going to trickle down to phones and computers and things like that.
But you're right. It's probably going to be the first thing with cameras.
But cameras is where this is going to
cameras.
Yeah. Where it's okay to spend $1,000 on an SD card because, I need to record 800 megabytes per second on a one or 2 terabyte SD card.
As the resolution recording gets higher and higher, you're going to need some faster bandwidth.
Exactly. Or megabit, rather. Sorry. I said megabyte. So new specifications. So this is the SD 7.1 specification for micro SD Express and SD Express. There's also micro SD HC Express, micro SD XC Express, and micro SD UC Express. The HC stands for high capacity. I don't remember what they increased the capacity to, but it went up from 2 terabytes to probably 16, probably the next rollover of a bit. Super fast SD cards coming to I'll say a camera near you.
Yeah, starting at camera.
Right.
Eventually, probably some phones.
Right. And we touched on the lithium battery limitations on airplanes, and actually, as of today, the FAA just passed new bans for lithium batteries on airplanes.
Apparently, too many batteries exploding on planes.
Too many batteries exploding, and too many people getting hurt and dying. There were actually 3 deaths caused directly by lithium batteries in the last 18 months, something like that, where batteries have exploded on planes. So the FAA just passed new laws that lithium batteries... Where is it at? I didn't memorize the specs on this, so hold on. Did they put the specs in this article? I know I read the specs earlier.
I don't think I remember reading the specs in the article.
U.S. regulators identified 39 incidents in air cargo transportation between 2010 and 2006, 13 involving lithium batteries and smoke, fire, or extreme heat or explosion that would have been affected by the new rules. So the new limitations that were placed on lithium batteries would have prevented 39 incidents that were recorded between 2010 and 2016. You can no longer transport on transportation or passenger planes lithium batteries that are fully charged. So that's a new regulation that goes into place. There was already a regulation in place that on passenger planes you weren't allowed to transport lithium batteries in the cargo hold anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
That's on every FAA thing. And in fact, when I was coming home from Vegas, I had a freak out moment because I thought I had checked my bag, and we were standing in the TSA line.
You thought you had lithium batteries,
and I thought I'm digging around in my camera bag, going, "Where's my lithium batteries?" I've got 30,000 milliamps of lithium batteries that I took with me for my camera. Where are they at? They're not in my backpack. They have to be in my check. Oh, I shipped them home. Hold on. We shipped a box the day before from all the swag we got from CES, and I went, you know what? I don't want to risk leaving my lithium batteries in my check bag. I'm just going to ship all my lithium batteries home because I don't need them in the next couple days. And so I tossed every lithium battery that I had in my FedEx box, and had a little freak out moment where I literally ran back from the TSA back to the check baggage point, and then went, wait, hold on. I know what I did with them. Oh, God. Okay, thank you. And then I had to explain to the nice TSA man on the day that they were working furloughed.
So, okay, that's kind of interesting because you shipped the lithium batteries, so they're on a cargo plane.
Yeah.
So they can go on cargo planes.
Right. There are looser regulations on cargo planes.
They're okay, but not on passengers.
Right.
Probably because the cargo hold is kind of separate from the cargo hold in a
right, exactly.
container.
There's still limits on what you can ship, and you do need to mark lithium batteries because if they're over a certain capacity, they will ship them via ground.
Okay.
And so there are capacity limits on lithium-ion batteries. There's inspections that sometimes happen on lithium-based products.
Yeah, I think there's supposed to be a DOT code that you have to put on if there's a lithium battery
over a certain capacity. Right, exactly. Which is why when you ship a product, they say, are there any batteries, fragile electronics, etc. on board? Yeah. You're required to say yes if there's a lithium battery because that, depending on the capacity, it determines how that device will be shipped.
Lithium-flavored toothpaste. Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Well, I guess lithium oxidizes, so that might be a self-whitening product.
It will. I was going to say, I mean, you'll get the meth mouth, but you'll be nice and white.
That's right. All right. Perfect time for a new beer.
Well, we still have the ass.
Right, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're transitioning from
that's right.
tech talk into...
We don't want to taint a good IPA with a potential Norwegian IPA. We don't know. I'm super curious to see how Norwegians interpret IPAs.
Yep.
We're used to very, very hoppy IPAs.
So this is a Norwegian IPA, but it's a 4.7%, again, like most or all Norwegian beers are.
Right.
And so we'd consider this a session IPA, if you can even call it an IPA.
Right.
Because IPAs have to have a certain grain bill, and they have to be 5% or above to be considered an IPA.
Well, no, to be considered an IPA, they just have to be dry hopped with a certain amount of hops. But to be considered to be considered a standard IPA, it's the ABV, because this is technically a session IPA.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'd call this a session. So 5% minimum for an IPA.
It doesn't smell bad. I do smell hops.
Ooh.
It smells like just like a. It doesn't smell like Rogue. Rogue smelled delicious.
Right.
This smells a little different.
Yeah, I have a smell in my nose, and I want to see if you can corroborate that through taste.
It doesn't smell great, but this tastes like. Oh my god! You know what this tastes like? This tastes like my first homebrew IPA. This is what this tastes like. This is seriously. This tastes like I took malted extract, threw a bunch of water and hops in it, and then called it good.
You know what this tastes like? This tastes like if Anheuser-Busch tried to make an IPA.
This I think ass is like the Anheuser-Busch of
and it
Norway.
Totally is.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the George Washington, the copper lager.
Yes. This is the
Budweiser copper lager.
Yeah.
Where I said with the copper lager, we tasted that on the show. John and I did, And I said it tastes like Budweiser tried to add some hops and call it craft.
Yeah.
This tastes exactly like that. It tastes like a lager-based beer where it's very malt forward, and I smell the malt, but I'm also getting a ricey taste from it.
Yeah, there's some kind of weird aftertaste.
There's a weird grain in here, and it's not rice, but it's reminding me of the rice that I got from that copper lager, where it's like a burnt rice finish in your mouth. Where the upfront flavor profile isn't overly offensive, but then it finishes really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that on the nose, and I'm getting that in the flavor.
That's exactly, yeah. I mean,
this tastes like the George Washington copper lager.
Yeah, this tastes like, commercial IPA, some way. Not the greatest IPA.
Ooh. Yep, that's exactly what that is.
Yep. Not great.
That is a $4 Budweiser craft beer.
Yeah, not good.
I'm glad you agree with me on my,
Yeah,
my assessment.
This isn't good. Some of the other ass beers we've had weren't that bad.
No.
They were okay.
This one's not good.
This one's not good.
Not good.
This one's not a good one. I did have their winter ale.
Yeah.
And that one wasn't very good either.
Yep.
But the first one I brought on the show was pretty tasty. That one was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had another one that was okay. But I think this is my last ass that I have.
Yeah.
No, I think I have a blonde.
You have a blonde ass at home?
I have a blonde ass at home. It's kind of funny because my wife is blonde.
I know. Sorry, Angie.
She did say she was going to watch tonight, too. So, I have a blonde ass.
Okay. Smooth transition right into.
Let's go.
Let's get into some gaming news.
That's right.
So you posted this one.
Yeah, this is a very, very interesting. Now, this is just rumor. Very, very
circumstance. He said. She said.
He said. Yeah. Well, it's not. He said. This is from the Windows 10 Insider Preview build 18334. So it's the next.
Yeah.
So people who test out Windows 10.
1904, I think, is when it's slated.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So they had put in there about people downloading State of Decay and playing it and testing it. The part that's odd about that is, well, there's already a Windows port of State of Decay. You can already get it from Steam. You can get it from the Windows Store and everything. And someone had noticed that where this is being downloaded from is from a completely different place. It's going from their instead of their Windows Store distribution URL, it's coming from the Xbox.
From the Xbox Live service.
Xbox Live service, yeah. So the thought is that this is a support in Windows 10 to play Xbox 360 games.
Correct.
Just like how the Xbox One has backwards compatibility, they're bringing that backwards compatibility to Windows 10.
Right.
Which is very exciting if true.
And very possible. Because at the root of these game consoles, now, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 have been notoriously difficult to emulate.
Yes.
Because of the hardware used, they went super proprietary, super fast on the systems. And there were a couple pieces of that hardware that we just can't emulate very well. Now, I will say there's been a ton of work in the PS3 development side of things as of late.
There's a lot of good work there.
And in fact, Red Dead Redemption is almost playable in that PS3 emulator at this point. And so they are making good progress, but think about when the PS3 came out.
Oh yeah, it came out years and years.
Yeah.
It's been almost, 15 years?
Yeah, as someone who played NES games on the PC when the NES was the current console.
Yes. Yeah, this is
it took a long time for PS3 to be emulated. So the fact that they got it up there at all is pretty striking from a grassroots kind of development. Yeah. But if you have the source code to whatever's on the PS3 or whatever's on the Xbox 360, making an emulator to run on PC hardware would be fairly trivial. To get it actually running and get it to translate whatever APIs you were using.
And that could be part of the reason why, because they are getting
a modern compatibility layer or translation, or otherwise known as emulation, if you will.
Kind of like wine. I mean, not like wine. I mean, yeah.
Kind of like, yeah.
Whatever.
Just saying.
Whatever.
Just saying. Wine is not an emulator. Shut up. It's not what I said. Anyway, sorry, bone to pick. Anyway, getting Xbox 360 code to run on a PC would actually be fairly trivial if you had the source code for it.
Yes, exactly.
If you had the original documentation of what were the APIs used, of what software packages were needed to actually run it, how could we enable those on Windows, how could we convert them to DirectX or Vulkan.
That was exactly what people thought when the Xbox One came out and they started announcing backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically
Xbox One is just x86 hardware.
It is. It's exactly. I mean, so is the PS4.
Yeah.
So the architecture for your computer is very, very similar. So that's what people were speculating when they say that Windows is announcing backwards compatibility for Xbox 360 with the Xbox One. Is they figured that they made an emulator for it.
Yep.
It's basically that can run on the hardware. So they're thinking that maybe this is coming out for Windows 10.
Yes, some people are pointing out, how do you ship me beer? My P.O. box is in the description. The only courier you can legally use to ship beer is UPS because they will ship alcohol for you. You do have to declare it, and you do have to have someone over 21 sign for it. My P.O. box is monitored, and they are authorized to sign on my behalf, so you can send me beer through UPS. Yeah. However, I do accept packages from all couriers if that's not an option for you. I'm not saying ship me alcohol.
But we're not saying not to.
I'm saying use your best judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, you can ship alcohol through UPS to me through my P.O. box. Mm-hmm. My P.O. box accepts all carriers. Use hop samples in nutrient broth.
Yes, nutrient broth.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, the only way you can ship through other carriers if you are a licensed distributor.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Words escape.
Those are hard.
Yeah.
After a couple beers, they just
words.
Escape you.
What are they?
They tend to leak out your head.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah.
Word hard. Out
Yeah. Yeast samples, hop samples. Yeah. There are ways to ship without declaring. Now, if it breaks, it won't be insurable. So keep that in mind.
My favorite is hippie bung water.
Hippie bung water.
No, I just mean that.
So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of speculation that not only is Xbox 360 emulation possible on the Xbox One because it's x86 hardware, and that's pretty easy to do if you have the source code, but there might be a program coming to Windows 10 with that same game compatibility.
Which would be very interesting. Because I do know that when backwards compatibility came out for the Xbox, and I don't actually have an Xbox, I just read about this, and you actually have one, so maybe you would know.
I have all three.
Okay. So if you wanted to play an old Xbox 360 game and then you still had the disc, you would put the disc in there and it would read it that you had it, but it still downloaded it. That it didn't actually use...
I don't remember. I don't remember the exact method of it doing it. I do know I had to install the game from the disc, and it did actually read quite a bit of data from the disc.
Okay.
Because I bought recently an Xbox One so I could play Red Dead Redemption 2. And then I'm going to buy it again on the PC. I'm part of the problem, and I don't care.
Part of the problem. But it's going to be the best version.
I eat right out of Rockstar's hands. I fully admit that. Yeah. I do believe... When I bought the Xbox One, I went ahead and put my old original Red Dead Redemption disc in there in the weeks leading up to Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out. I remember it did install the game, but it also read a lot of data off the disc itself. Now, I still have to have the disc in there to play, but I noticed it's not calling the disc nearly as often as it did when I played on an Xbox 360.
Yeah, so I think it downloads a bunch of stuff.
I think it downloads some compatibility components for it. I think it downloads some updates for the game to make it runnable, but it's still runnable.
This could be what they're doing with Windows 10.
Yeah.
Is they'll be like, okay, well, it'll download if you own it or whatever, like it'll let you use it. Mm-hmm. Which might make optical drives on PCs more popular.
It may.
Because most people don't even put them in anymore.
It may. Yep.
I still have one in mine, but...
Or just digitize the catalog. I mean, it's already there.
Yeah, I just digitize it, yeah. And they could throw it on their Windows, whatever.
But Microsoft, I'm going to say, please, reasonably priced. There is no way a 15-year-old game should be $35 or $40 or $50 or $60.
Make it 15.
There's nothing...
10, 15
$10, $15. $15 for the AAA titles, $5 for everything else.
Yeah.
Because that makes it low fruit. That makes it fruit that is an impulse purchase rather than, boy, I need to pay almost full retail for a game that's 18 years old.
All the licensing and development for that all that budget's gone. This is just extra drippings at this point.
Exactly. So this is just milking the same cow 15 years later.
Yes, exactly.
So
it's been done. I mean, people do it.
Yes, and if you make it cheap, and if you make it accessible, and if you make it affordable, you'll see the same thing that happened with Good Old Games and the same thing that happened with Steam, where people go, oh, that's a great game. I remember playing that. I'm going to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah.
They'll never, ever play it. But because it was $10, I bought it. Or, as was the case yesterday, I bought Requiem Avenging Angel from Good Old Games because it was $2. That game was shit, and I know it was shit. And it was shit when I bought it, and I was pissed off when I paid full retail price
but
30 years ago for that game.
But it's $2 now.
But it's $2, and I bought it so I could remember how shit it was. I did that yesterday. Okay, I'm done swearing.
You gotta stop drinking at that point.
I'm done swearing. Had to make the point.
Yeah.
But if you make it affordable, people will buy it. And they'll buy it out of impulse. And they'll buy it out of nostalgia. If it's $35, I'm not spending a penny there.
Yeah. No, that's Nintendo's problem.
If it's $20, I'm not spending a penny
Nintendo
there.
does that thing where they will, every time they have a new console come out, they'll re-release the old classic games that you can buy on it.
But only the 20 that they do
only the 20 that they more, and then they'll sit there and charge you an arm and a leg for it, so you can play it.
I'm not paying $7 for Mario Brothers 3.
That
game came out in 1989.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who needs that? You can get an emulator.
Yep.
Watch Jeff's RetroPie video and just get it that way.
I am not telling you that I advocate piracy.
I
showed you the hardware, and I showed you 2 legal ROMs that you could download.
That's it. What you do on your own is your own thing.
Clearly, you have 2,000 games that you haven't played like me.
People on the Discord channel who are my friends on Steam know all about my Steam library.
And what's funny is, until I met Steve, I thought I had a problem. I'm at 549 on Steam, and I think 80% of them are unplayed. Steve, what's your number at?
A little over 2,500.
Yeah, a lot of them were humble bundles.
That's and other bundles and free stuff, and I don't know.
There was humble bundle. There was what was the other? There was another bundle.
There's Fanatical,
which used to be the other.
It used to be. There was actually a bundle place that was up in Portland here for the longest time I used to get stuff from. Yep. But yeah, I got a ton of them. Yeah, I got a bunch from Fanatical. I got all the German simulator games. Yeah, there's a bunch Woodcutting Simulator 2017. There's a bunch of shameful games in there too. I actually played Warehouse and Logistics Simulator way longer than I would like to admit. Actually, I got one game that I was driving a forklift for like 4 hours after work one day. I was there was one I got off of some bundle, and it was like one of those German simulators. Yeah. But it was like fire, rescue, and police or something like that, where you just drive police around, you drive fire trucks around, and my 2-year-old just loves it. Yep. He just thinks it's the greatest thing ever. So, sorry, someone said rant counter. There you go. Oh, there you go. One. I don't do rants. Yeah, you don't go on rants. I go on rants. I went on one rant about pricing, so I'll accept that as a rant. Rant counter's at 1. Yeah. Usually it's the rant counter. That's what we have to watch out for. Let's see. We got a couple. What are we drinkings in here? I saw one. Where was it at? Jim Beam Apple. Yeah, I saw Jim Beam Apple. There was another one on here too. I missed it. Toilet water? No. No, that's my list. That's okay. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, I saw someone said they just opened something. I saw it. I don't remember what it was. I think it was by Stone. There might have been a Stone. I think I saw. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Stone. Excovisa? Extravesa? 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 I don't know. Extravesa? Something like that. Yeah. My Spanish isn't that good. Yep. Anyway. Captain Morgan Dark Special and ginger ale. Yep. All right. Nice. Yeah. I was on a ginger ale kick the last couple weeks. I did a lot of Jameson and ginger. Did a couple other ginger cocktails. Jameson and ginger. No? I got this. I got this. Jameson and ginger beer. Oh, yeah. So wonderful. Oh, okay. So you might not like this because you got to really appreciate hot sauce. Oh yeah. So people in the Northwest, there's a particular hot sauce that we all enjoy. They're at all the McMinimins into. It's called aardvark sauce. And
So good.
It's like one of the best.
So
Honestly,
good.
it's very good hot sauce. And one of
So
our
good it burns twice.
Yeah, one of our local distillers made a aardvark sauce vodka, and I've been making Moscow mules with that.
Oh,
Like a spicy Moscow mule.
you need to bring that to my party next week.
Oh, it's too much. I have to cut it.
Yeah.
It's too spicy, but I'll bring it.
Yeah,
I'll
bring it.
Yeah.
I would like to try it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
would like to try that.
It's very good. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to find things to mix with it.
Yeah.
Bloody Marys definitely
Yeah.
you can do that because it's very good. But again, it's too hot. You can't
Yeah.
put a full shot in it. You have to put a half shot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It's for flavoring. It's
Yeah.
definitely for flavoring.
We might mix one and then just pass it around.
They're not going to drink it. They're not going to drink it.
That's true. That's
They're
true.
like, I'll take it. I'll drink it. You
Yeah.
might drink it.
Yeah.
John maybe.
I don't think John would drink it.
Everybody else.
Rhett would drink it.
Is Rhett into the hot sauce?
Yeah, Rhett
okay.
does hot sauce.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Maybe between the three of us, we can down one.
Yeah, we could probably get something down.
All right. Another blast from the past.
Yes.
You found this one. I'm
I
going to
found
let you
this
take
one.
this one away.
This was interesting. Well, let me ask you a question though.
Uh-huh.
What in your mind was the best Doom mod of all time?
Boy, there was... I know where you're trying to lead me.
Yes. Okay.
There was one that was a kid that was like 12 years old that did a Doom mod that was like escape from his school or something like that, and he threw homework at people.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so there was one like that. There's
also the Noah's Ark one too.
There's the Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that was terrible. Gosh, what was the? Anyway, this is among the top.
Yeah,
This
was very interesting because it was free.
It was free.
You go out and bought as I'm gonna spoil it.
You're
right
gonna
here.
spoil it.
You buy a box of Chex Mix or Chex
Of
cereal,
Chex cereal.
and you got Chex Quest.
Chex Quest.
You would get an actual Doom modded game, Chex Quest,
Yep.
and it was
Use
super,
the id engine.
It was super popular.
Yep.
People loved it,
Yep.
and it was very, very highly reviewed.
It was a shooter, but it wasn't gory.
It wasn't
It
violent.
was fun. It had aliens. It had
Yep.
really good artwork
Yep.
to it. Fantastic sound effects. A little bit of voice acting.
Yeah.
It was a great game.
Yeah,
For the day.
For the day, and something you got from just buying a box of cereal.
Yeah.
And apparently, then this isn't new news. This is old news. This is like 2 years ago. They announced that they're going to be making HD remake.
Yes.
I must have missed this 2 years ago. because this was
I
announced.
must have too.
Apparently, they were having delays, but they're getting very close to releasing it.
Yes.
They actually released a trailer for it. I don't know if I have the trailer up in here. We wouldn't even show it anyway. But,
Yeah, I didn't put the trailer up because I didn't want to.
But anyway, you can go up and search for the Chex Quest
HD
remake trailer.
Yep.
And apparently it's supposed to be released in the next couple months.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I think they were targeting May 1st.
yeah.
So, or somewhere around that point.
Yeah. So all the people who are nostalgic for old cereal-based first-person
Cereal-based
shooters
shooters. Yep.
could rejoice because Chex Quest HD remake is coming out soon.
Yep.
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 Mods. There's a lot of good Unreal mods.
Great game back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And I actually didn't get to read this one.
This one's
You posted this right before you came over, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, there's a new article. Look at that.
Well, actually, I think I posted it yesterday, but
I think it was today.
maybe it was today. I don't know.
I was like, oh, Steve added another article. Check that out.
I did. This is kind of minor, but
Yeah, so we all kind of were really disappointed when it was announced that EA had exclusive rights to the Star Wars franchise for making games, that they had canceled 1313. They told the studio responsible, you're not going to make that game.
yeah. I mean, I think I made the joke that, there's been so many canceled Star Wars game that it's its own genre now. This canceled Star Wars game is a genre.
Yeah. I still want a good bounty hunter, dang it.
Yeah, no, I mean, what was it? Yeah, well, I think they were supposed to make like a...
There was a bounty hunter game for the consoles in 2003, and it was terrible.
No, it wasn't that. They were supposed to do some kind of...
It was a 360 release title.
There was rumored to be like an open world type of thing where you could be a bounty
Yes. Yeah, and not an MMO. It was
not an MMO.
It
was supposed to be open world sandbox type.
Yeah.
Kind of like GTA, but you can go to Mos Eisley and they have like cities and go.
Yep.
But apparently that got shit canned too. So.
Yep. Anyway, Respawn Entertainment announced that they have a new Star Wars title coming out, and it will be revealed April 19th.
April 13th.
April 13th.
Excuse me. 13th, yes. And this is good news because...
I told you I'm blind without the glasses. Yes. You should see me with them.
Because it's been DICE that's been doing the last couple.
Yeah.
And to mixed results, Battlefront and Battlefront 2.
Mostly down here.
Mostly down, yeah. No one liked it. But Respawn's on a pretty good uptick. Titanfall 2 was quite enjoyable. I really enjoyed playing that one. And they got the Apex that's coming out. It's very popular. I only played it once. I don't know. Well, I guess it's okay.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Yep. But they are doing the next Star Wars game. Not any real indication about what it's going to be. But it's going to be revealed April 13th.
Yep.
So, Respawn is still owned by EA. So, unfortunately, there's still that. But Respawn has been able to do some good stuff under EA, so there's still a ray of hope that we are going to get another Star Wars game that might be good.
Yes.
That might be
We can
good.
hold out some hope that we might get something.
Yes. And it won't be canceled. Just cross your fingers it doesn't get canceled.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
Yep.
I know that I think I heard like EA and some other CEO were like the most overpaid CEOs.
Yeah, there was some news floating around that.
And I think EA had laid off a bunch of people. So, I mean, there's some turmoil
EA and Activision both laid off a huge number of people. And it's not because last year was bad, but it's because the number of projections for this year aren't good.
Right.
So they're canceling a lot of projects. They fired a lot of developers.
Yeah.
And they're trying to reorganize and synergize their effective corporate strategies to...
Yeah.
They don't expect to do very well this year.
Yeah.
So, probably because they release games that are maligned by the core consumers that they're focusing on.
My neighbor told me to hurry up. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at Blizzard and you have BlizzCon and the whole you guys don't have phones. Yes. And you have to wonder if all of a sudden EA went, well, all we had next year was mobile games. Tell you what, fire them all.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
Not that they did that, because that's where the money's at right now.
So, yeah, people who are, love the old Star Wars games, there's a ray of hope that there will be a modern Star Wars game that's actually decent.
Yep.
That could be played.
Maybe we'll get something slips through the cracks of EA's fingers.
Yeah.
The more they tighten their grip.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Not bad.
Give me credit for that one. Come on. That was good. That was on. I didn't have that joke preloaded either. That was shoot from the hip.
Oh, yeah. You get your improv skills going on there.
Right. So there's also some rumors that Good Old Games has a new API that's coming to their site.
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually kind of an offshoot of Good Old Games having a problem with localized currency.
Sorry, I was looking at my screen, and I'm logged into Reddit on my screen, and I went, "Oh God, my username is going to be." Oh no, it's not in there.
It's not there.
We're cool.
Here. Yeah, we're good.
We're cool. We're cool.
It still says login over here, so you're good.
Yes. I went, I can't show that slide.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I checked.
They're gonna know what your Reddit.
Scroll down. Scroll
down. Get out there. Abort.
Yeah. I'm not going to show the slide anyway. Screw you people.
Just so you guys know,
it's just a Reddit post.
Jeff's Reddit username is I heart Taylor Swift
32.
32. Yeah.
That's right.
You guys go there and spam that if you want to.
I'm giving you a rant counter. Suck it.
That wasn't a rant counter.
I don't care.
That was a joke / insult.
That's right.
Anyway, back to good old.
Her latest song is inspired by real events.
Oh yeah, was it? Inspired by that one time I was drunk and went through Taco Bell. That was.
You said you'd never tell about that. No, that was Weird Al stuck in the drive-thru.
Oh yeah,
that one was.
Still inspired though. Anyway, okay, back to...
Why would I want to eat liver? I don't even like liver.
I try to...
If you want to waste 10 minutes of your life,
I try to bring it
I
back.
know.
To take me away.
I know.
I try to bring it back. Take me away.
Take Me Away is another song. You want me to... Keep going.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, so... basically what this boils down to is Good Old Games is opening up their API, so they're allowing other storefronts to basically be able to sell directly to you, the consumer, games at different prices, and that will go directly to your Good Old Games account. Just like you can go to different storefronts.
Different storefronts for Steam.
For Steam, yeah.
Right.
You can go, like I said, like Fanatical and Humble Bundle and stuff like that.
Yeah, the reason a lot of the off-channel game sites exist is because they'll actually negotiate directly with the publisher, and the publisher can issue keys if their game is on Steam.
Yeah.
If their Steam is on game. And so they can issue Fanatical keys to sell for Steam games that are below the Steam retail price. And then Steam actually doesn't get as large of a cut from those games either. And so Good Old Games is going to start operating the same type of system that Valve does, where it might be $60 on Steam, but X developer negotiated a contract with Fanatical that on Fanatical site they're going to sell it for $52.
Yeah.
And so Fanatical sells, they get their 5 or 10%, and then the developer keeps the rest, and it's available for you to download on Steam.
Yep. So Good Old Games is going to be implementing something very, very similar.
Yep.
So you'll probably see pretty soon some of these key shops will also probably sell GOG versions alongside their Steam versions.
Yep. And the nice thing about GOG, I will always advocate for them. Not sponsored, not affiliated in any way, shape, or form.
DRM free, 100%.
DRM free, 100%. Great customer support, great community behind them. A lot of things you can't find anywhere else, and a lot of games that I've never been able to play on modern machines made modern. So, loveGoodOldGames.com. Definitely go check them out. Not sponsored, just I like them.
Yeah, no, they're good.
All right, and then I had a quick late ad.
Oh, you did,
to the show. This popped up. It was posted this morning, I guess, but it showed up in my feed because it was getting a lot of play. And I figured we do games and entertainment. My wife has been on a real Bones kick lately.
Well, I've never watched.
You've never watched Bones?
No, I've watched like maybe 2 episodes of it.
Before we get into the story, I'll tell you my memory of watching Bones. I've watched a number of episodes.
Okay.
Not all of them. I'm not a real fan of the series, but I'm aware of it. I enjoy it from time to time.
I'm aware of it.
So in 2008, my wife and I took a trip down to San Diego. We drove our car down to San Diego. Went to an Oregon Bowl game down there when they played in the Holiday Bowl. And we wanted to get back for New Year's Eve back in Oregon, where we live. Now, the game was on December 30th, so it was the day before New Year's Eve.
Right.
So we drive down to San Diego. We spend the week in San Diego. We do all the touristy things. We go to the Naval Yard. We do the zoo. We do SeaWorld.
Go to all the breweries?
Didn't hit all the breweries. This was actually pre-craft beer phase in my life.
Okay.
If I go back down there now, I'm not doing any of the touristy stuff. I'm going to the breweries.
Let's go to Stone.
Yeah, exactly. We got to make a pilgrimage sometime.
Yeah, we'll go Stone, Ballast Point.
Yes.
What else?
Pelican,
Alameda. Pelican's up here, but
that's right.
Yeah, there's a few down there.
Yeah, I know Alameda's down there. Anyway, so we get out of the football game from Qualcomm Stadium, and we're walking to the car, and I'm on the phone with my friend, and we're talking about the game, and that was a great game. Oh, I know. Did you see this play and whatnot? And I'm driving a '95 Toyota Celica. I get to my car, and I drove all the way down here. My Celica has a slight oil leak. I'm gonna throw a quart of oil in here. We're gonna hit the road. We're just going to get on the road tonight.
Yeah.
So, and this is like 11 p.m. I said at the very least I want to get through through Los Angeles before I have to stop because I want to beat that traffic and then it's free sailing the way home.
San Diego to LA is still like a good 2.5 hour drive.
Right, and so I wanted to get out of LA before 5 a.m. Is what my goal was. So while I'm on the phone with him, I'm putting a quart of oil in my car, just making sure we're good for the road. Check the oil. Okay, we're good to go. Close the hood, get in the car, start it. We're off through the night. Drove through the night. We got to the other side of Los Angeles about 3:30 in the morning or something like that. Pull off into a rest stop. We sleep for 2 hours, get back in the car, and we just drive. And And for those who don't know, California is 940 miles long.
Big. It's big.
We were 5 miles from the Mexican border when we left.
Yeah.
We drove to the north side of Los Angeles, basically to where the IKEA distribution center is.
Just a little, like Six Flags is not too far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we drove to there. We pulled off at a rest stop. We slept for a couple hours in the car, and then we got back in the car and drove. And we drove the rest of the day. We get to Grants Pass. Medford. We get to Medford.
So Southern Oregon.
So we cross the Oregon border. We get into Southern Oregon, and it's late afternoon or mid-afternoon or something like that. Maybe about 2 o'clock. We get to Medford, Oregon. Pull off. We stop at a Taco Bell. I walk around the front of the car, and I went, it smells a little hot.
Smells a little
toasty. I just drove 900 miles. Of course it does.
Yeah.
And
tacos or anything like that.
Right. No, it was the car. It just smelled a little hot. Mm-hmm. But it was driving fine. Mm-hmm. We go inside, we get our food, we get back out, get in the car. It still smells a little hot. I just drove 900 miles. Of course it does.
It's gonna be warm.
We get in the car, we're back up I-5. I get about 6 or 7 miles up the road, and I hear this tapping sound getting louder and louder.
Yeah.
And it went just literally about that speed, where it's like, what's that? Oh, God. Where you go from what's that noise to all of a sudden you're on high alert. Something's about to break. And we're on the road and the car goes. And I break.
How did it go again? One more time.
Yeah, no, I'm done. So the car literally lurches to a halt on the side of I-5.
Yeah.
And we're on a blind corner up in the mountain pass between Medford and Grants Pass.
Timing belt blowout or something like that?
No. I started the story with putting oil in my car.
Oh, it dried out?
I left the oil cap on top of the battery.
Oh my god.
Now it was a Toyota, so it made it 900 miles before
that's
it
still
died.
pretty good. That's still really good.
But I made it 900 miles with no oil pressure.
So the oil was just spewing out.
Just spewing out from over the top of the engine.
Yeah.
So I blew up the engine in Medford. Now, mind you, this is 3 p.m. on New Year's Eve.
Right.
We're trying to make it back to the Salem area so we can have New Year's. My car blows up. We're 300 miles from anyone we know.
Yeah.
And so we call a tow truck. It took them 3 hours to get to us and get us to 7 miles up the road. So it's 6 p.m. and it's we're not making it back. The car is dead. So we end up staying the night in this really rundown motel in Grants Pass because it was the only one we could afford.
Well, there's not much else in Grants Pass.
Right, exactly. All the stores closed at 7 o'clock that night too. And so we managed to catch a restaurant who they closed 10 minutes earlier, but they were still cleaning up. And we said, can you make us any food? Anything at all.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what? We have a couple chicken breasts. We have this. We can make you some rice or something like that. And I said, I'll pay you $30. I don't care. I just need some food.
All they had was bones. Is this where it's going?
Yeah.
Is that where it's going?
All they had was bones.
Is that where the
This is a bone story. Don't worry. So
I'm waiting for the tie-in.
So 7 o'clock, we get our food. We get back to the hotel, and there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
We have basic cable, and there's a Bones marathon on TV.
Okay. Now that finally comes.
So we spent from 7 o'clock to about 3 in the morning watching a Bones marathon on New Year's Eve.
And that's how you come to hate the show Bones.
Right. Yeah. Now, it transitioned from... We didn't watch the ball drop. We didn't do anything. We didn't talk to our friends and family. We just told them we're broke down. We're not going to make it home. Yeah. I remember at 12:01, a new episode of Bones had just started. They just got through the intro of it, and I heard off in the distance one firework go...
That was it.
And I leaned over and I went, Happy New Year. And she goes, you too.
Let's go watch Bones.
Turn the volume back up.
Let's go keep watching Bones.
That's how we rung in 2009.
I mean, it's a long-running show. You can't go that long without, attracting somewhat of an audience. So
right.
It's got to have some kind of addicting writing. I'm not into it.
Anyway.
Whatever.
Terrible story. It was a terrible time in my life. Because I killed the car 300 miles from home. Should have been 1,000 miles from home, but it was a Toyota.
Now, that technically wasn't a rant, but I think that was the longest anecdotal story
in the
history of Talking Heads.
It might have been.
We've ever discussed.
It may have been. Tell you what, I'll give myself 2.
Dude, give yourself 2 for that one.
I'll give myself 2.
The tie-in was pretty weak too, though.
Anyway, long story short, I'm aware of the series Bones.
Okay.
mid last year, there was a lawsuit filed by the producers and the talent agents of Bones, the TV show, which we established is a show that happened on Fox around the 2009 time period, that sued Fox, the network, for basically defrauding them and hiding profits. And early this morning, an arbiter came out because this went. The judge said, "You guys need to have an arbiter decide what the problem was here, and if you both agree to whatever the arbiter's judgment is, you can do that, and we'll keep this out of court." And both sides agreed. Well, the arbiter came out and was interviewing both sides of this, and the prosecution for the talent and the producers said, we believe that the Fox network hid in excess of $50 million in profits from this series from us, from series, from syndication, from reruns, from whatever else. And that money is owed back to the production company to pay the actors for their contracts. And the Fox network came out and said, well, yeah, we hid that money from them. We don't make any bones about that. And we'll happily pay the $50.9 million that they think we took from them, and we kind of did. I don't see why they think they deserve it. We're the network here, obviously. Yeah. So the arbiter found in favor of the prosecution of the claimants for $50.9 million, and then tacked on $128 million in fines and punishment.
Wow.
So arbitration for this lawsuit just levied a fine against Fox for $179 million.
This is like almost the opposite of the plot of Producers.
Right.
Where the producer, I don't know if you ever saw Producers, is actually one of my favorite Mel Brooks movies.
Do you have a 20-minute story to lead up to it?
Yes, and well, not. I'll go 15.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to explain the plot of Producers. It's basically they
go.
It's basically the story. The plot to Producers is like a producer is trying to make a Broadway flop, where he would make more money, backers producing it, than it would cost to produce this play. So he would make just a huge sum of money, and then it would be a flop.
And then sorry, there's no profit.
And then there's sorry, there's no profit because it was a flop.
Yeah.
So then no one would try to claim their money back because, well, we tried.
Right. Everyone knows how Hollywood accounting works. Yeah. Whenever a movie flops, they'll go, well, what was that Disney one? John Carter came out.
Yeah.
Terrible movie in the box office. And Disney wrote the entire thing off and said, oh, we lost $1 billion in that.
Yeah, it's tax write-off then. We lost all that money.
Well, you only spent $640. How did you lose $1 billion?
Yeah. Well, you did, yeah. Yeah. So, this is the opposite of Producers at that point, where the show was actually successful.
Right.
And then they tried to hide the profits.
Right, and the studio hid the money from the claimants.
We spent that's the opposite thing.
Right. So anyway, Fox is now furious, but what the arbiter said was what we found was the Fox, the company, so the network, was standoffish and belligerent about, we hid the money from them.
Right.
It's our money.
We did it.
Yeah. We totally don't deny anything about the $51 million that we hid from the actors, that we have a contract that we say we'd pay them. But now Fox is pissed off because they said this is a grave injustice. There should be no punishment levied that this high. You hid $51 million from 50 people for 10 years. Are you kidding me?
Is this show still on?
I don't think... No, it's not still on.
Okay,
it ended like 2013, I want to say.
I don't know. I never followed it. Bones.
I
think you have the specified TV show.
No. First result is Bones.
Wow, look at that.
It ran from 2005 to 2017.
So that's just last year.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
2 years
2019.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Happens every New Year's, just like I spent New Year's watching a Bones marathon.
Well, it's February, so it's not technically a new season for TV.
That's right.
Yeah, it's still in the 2018 season.
Yeah.
The 18 season starts in the fall and bleeds over. And
then you got the April series that start up.
Yeah.
Run you through the summer schedule, summer sweeps.
Then you got weird shows like South Park, which like start and stop
whenever they
feel like it. Yeah.
Rick and Morty. I'm looking forward to season 3 in 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
70 more years, Morty. I don't care if it takes.
Rick and Morty forever, Morty.
Just gonna be you and me, Morty. No more Jerry. Sometimes your mom and sometimes your sister, but never your dad.
That show's a treasure. It's a national
It's
treasure.
a great show.
It is.
Yep. Now everyone's showing their blown car stories.
Oh gosh, yeah. Everybody's had one. I mean, I've had one too.
I've had two. I've had two pretty epic
I had my timing belt blow on the way to work.
I've had one that I caused. That was my 95 Toyota Celica, which actually after that event, I paid to have completely rebuilt. I had a remanufactured engine shipped in from Japan. Right. Not a used engine, a remanufactured engine, 0 mile, 2 GTE, 2.2 liter Toyota Celica GT engine shipped in from Japan. Loved that car, and it was in mint condition. It was red. It was 5-speed. It was everything you wanted out of that Toyota Celica without being a Celica All-Track. 8 months after I put the engine in, a guy ran a stop sign and I T-boned him doing almost 50.
Man.
Destroyed it. I had less than 3,000 miles on that car when that happened.
Day.
Yep. I was so mad.
That should be your saddest car moment, not the driving back from.
Driving back, it all worked out. We got it towed home. The car did live another life eventually, although it was very short lived. No, the saddest car moment is totally when that guy ran a stop sign and totaled. No, I T-boned him.
Oh, you T-boned him.
He came across and I went straight into him. He drove away. I could not. I hit him so hard I broke the engine mounts loose from the car and the engine was laying on the road. It was hanging out by the transmission.
3,000 miles didn't matter because it was all screwed.
It was all done. It was all she wrote.
Yeah.
Yep. That is my saddest car moment.
That probably would be.
Yep. This was 2010, I think, because I had the car fixed late 2009, like August 2009.
You barely had it, and it was just gone.
I had it fixed August 2009, put a brand new engine into it, put a bunch of money into that thing, and then in June 2010, some guy ran a stop sign and ended all of it.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I was
That's a damn
so
shame.
mad. Yep. That car was perfect, too.
Not anymore.
Red 95 Celica, 6th gen. Oh, it was perfect.
That's like my first car I wrecked. It was just a stupid mistake too. Because it was a car I had in high school. My very first car was a Dodge Aspen with the slant 6 in it.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like the Volares.
Yeah.
Looked very, very similar. I got it at a state auction for like $400. It was like dirt cheap, but it ran great because it was from the state carpool, so it was well maintained. Yep. Everything worked perfect.
Oil changes every 3,000 like clockwork.
So it was an ugly car, but it was pristine. And I drove that thing for like about maybe 5 years, and then the heater started going out. So the window defroster wasn't working quite right. And so I got off of work. I was working at Kmart at the time or something like that, something ridiculous. And I got out in the wintertime and my window was all frosted over. So I was tired, turned it on, was waiting for the window to defrost. The defroster wasn't working right. I got to a point where there was just this little tiny spot.
We're doing
just doing this. It's like, okay, I think I can see. And it's dark, it's foggy. I take off, like I'm pulling out of the parking lot. And because of this is the amount of visibility, I smack right into a light bulb.
Oh, God.
Going like at maybe 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That was it. It was just because I wasn't patient enough for the window to defrost. That was probably my worst one.
Yeah.
It was my own impatience and stupidity.
Yep.
That caused it. It wasn't a great car. I mean, it wasn't, but it was a very clean and reliable car.
Yep. Always terrible when that happens. Yeah, my family's wrecked a couple of good cars. I think my brother wrecked a 2002 Honda Accord LX that was 120,000 miles, V6 leather interior, and everything else. And it was perfect condition, and he made a bad move coming out into traffic one day and got T-boned. A couple other stories like that. Where
let's talk about T-bones making me hungry.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we need to go down to the store, get some steak, have a little whiskey.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, guys, we got to end now.
That's right.
I'm going to get some whiskey and steak.
Yep. anyway, it is 10:10 p.m. here on the West Coast. I think that's a great time to end it.
It sure is.
With a little bit of car talk, even though it was some sadder car talk. We got our bones in there. And, yeah, I think it was a good show. So,
yeah, nice bug.
Make sure leave a comment down in the video, in this video right here, not in the chat, but in the video comments below. Hashtag live outside the lines. Mm-hmm. If you don't remember that, it's in the video description. Just make sure to use that hashtag for your chance to win a Rogue prize pack to celebrate the release of Outta Line IPA.
It's a delicious IPA. Give it a shot.
It is really good. If you see it in the store, pick it up.
I really liked it.
Yep. Like I said, it is everything that you want out of an IPA without going over the line in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of funny because it's Outta Line IPA. But it's everything you want in an IPA without being too much of anything. Mm-hmm. I thought it was fantastic. Absolutely great show. Thanks for watching episode 71 of Talking Heads. Same time next week, episode 72. And John and I will pick the winner live on the air. And I will send you a response to your comment down below in the previous video and inform you how to claim your prize. You will have 48 hours to claim your prize. If I don't hear from you, we're moving on to the next. And it is at my discretion and my discretion alone. Yep. We won't be going to arbitration.
Right, but bribes do help.
Bribes do help.
Yeah.
No, they don't. But send them anyway.
Send them anyway. You don't know. They may or may not help.
P.O. Box is also down below.
They do help, but they don't.
What was that beer? Oh, if you can find the Lucky Charms beer. If you can find the magically...
tragically delicious?
Magic. Yeah. If you can find the Lucky Charms Saturday morning beer, send me something. I will send you something in return. Yeah. So, I'd be more than happy to do that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we'll see you next week.
See you guys.